We are in Tempe, Arizona. Washington has lost today. They lose in overtime at home to San Francisco by a final of 19-16. Therefore, Washington a record of 8-4. Philadelphia and Dallas with records of 7-4. Philadelphia today a chance to jump back up to the top of the division. But they're going to have to go through an Arizona Cardinal team who for the third different time this season will try to get to the 500 mark and throw their name into the hat in the NFC East. Joe Buck along with Bill Maas. We get ready as the Cardinals have won the toss. They receive. Gary Anderson will kick it. Marcus Dowdell and Leland McElroy waiting deep. Anderson has had a tough time with kickoffs this season. From inside the 5, it's McElroy. Trying to bounce it outside. Has room to run. He's across the 30 and forced out of bounds at the 34-yard line by Don Griffin. A return of 32 yards, and Boomer Esiason, who, as Bill Maas mentioned in the open, has thrown for nearly 800 yards the last couple of weeks, goes to work. Can't complain about what he has done. This group trying to protect him. They're getting better. No big names with the exception of Lomas Brown. Watch for Larry Centers out of the backfield. Number 2 in the league in receptions. He's tough. Sanders and Moore, the wideouts. Pat Carter, the blocking tight end. First snap of the day, and the Cardinals are going to throw. Airing it out. Incomplete. Well covered. Big hit. It was Brian Dawkins with help from Bobby Taylor. And the first throw of the day is an incompletion. A look at the Philadelphia defense up front. Mamulo, Hall, Thomas, and William Fuller. Hollis Thomas making his first NFL start. The linebackers, Willis a bit banged up in the middle. Farmer and Thomas flanking him. The cornerbacks, good ones. Vincent and Taylor. Dawkins and Zordich are the safeties. Second down and 10. The handoff to LaShawn Johnson. Nice gain on second down as he is forced down. Now the ball pops loose. Picked up by Philadelphia. This is Dawkins. He is inside the 25. And Philadelphia will take over with outstanding field position.
Big play defensively right off the start of the game. Emmett Thomas has told this group that defensively we have got to attack and we have got to be able to put pressure. Now in the first play they bring Mike Mamulo around the corner and he pressures Boomer Esiason. Then it's LaShawn Johnson. It opens up, but watch the strip. Joe Kelly, the middle linebacker, on bringing down LaShawn Johnson, stripped the ball out, and it was Troy Vincent.
Dawkins actually coming away with it. An 18-yard return on the fumble. Ray Rhodes and the Eagles exactly the start they needed. Detmer in the offense takes over. Bouncing it outside is Waters. A nice gain on first down inside the 15. Forced out of bounds by Aeneas Williams. Ty Detmer making his 7th NFL start. 4-2 as a starter. The Eagles have dropped their last 2, both home games. They try to get it going again on the road. Up front, McKenzie in the middle. That's the offensive line. It's Waters and Turner in the backfield with Fryer and Chris T. Jones. The wideouts, the tight end getting better is Jason Dunn. A gain of 9 by Waters on first down. 2nd and 1, and Waters pounds it down near the 11 and has a Philadelphia first down. About the Arizona defense, they haven't been giving up the big play, but they are backed up early with Bankston, Swan, Bernard Wilson, and Simeon Rice, the rookie, up front with Hill, one of the best middle linebackers, anchoring the linebackers for Arizona. The cornerbacks, Williams and Tito Paul making the start. Ronnie Bradford is out. Darby and Brent Alexander are the safeties. First down and 10 from just outside the 10. Waters cutting back inside the 5, down to the 2, where Brent Alexander made the stop.
And we're going to see a lot of this guy today, Ricky Waters. Now, Ricky's a guy who is a tremendous talent as a tailback. You're going to see him find the hole. Now watch, it's heading out the left, but watch him cut back where he finds the hole. It's behind the center. Raleigh McKenzie. That's the thing about Ricky Waters, his vision. Ricky in his second year of 1,000 yards last year as well. Cries, wants the ball a lot, but it's good reason that he should have it in his hands.
He already has 3 carries for 20 yards. 2nd down and 1. Again, down to the 1 and not able to get in, but may have enough for a fresh set of downs.
well, it appears it's going to be a first down. And when you're down there as a running back, you have a choice. You either come up there running the ball hard, try to plow everybody over at the line of scrimmage, or you try to use your vision. Ricky Watters uses his vision back there. He's patient when he gets around the goal line. So a lot of times it opens up and he finds the hole. And sometimes like that, it looks like it would be better off if he could just run hard.
They're going to call a timeout and measure, see if Watters picked up the first down. The Eagles can get a first down without getting the ball into the end zone. And Watters was stopped right at the marker. And if he is short by a whisker. And they're just going to call it a first down. That's how close it was. Referee Ron Bloom gives Philadelphia the first down. And so first and goal from the 1 for Philadelphia, and a chance for early points. And isn't that exactly what Ray Rhodes talked about yesterday? Score early, get this team rolling again after losing the last 2.
Yeah, and try to take some of the wind out of the sails of these high-flying Cardinals.
2 tight ends into the game for Philadelphia. They hand to Watters, looking for the end zone, and he is brought down at the goal line, short of a touchdown. Second and goal coming up.
And defensively for the Cardinals, the one thing that they've done over the last 3 or 4 weeks is they've been much sounder defensively in their responsibilities. Watch Eric Hill, number 58, the linebacker, come up and plug the hole, take on the fullback, and stuff everything up. The fullback was Turner, who's a heck of a blocker, but Eric Hill is a load in there at middle linebacker.
On this possession for Philadelphia, they've run 5 plays. Every time they've handed the ball to Watters. Second down and goal, wide change. Watters did not get in. And a third and goal coming up for the Eagles.
And this is a big-time series thus far. Watch the penetration right here on the line of scrimmage. That's Simeon Rice, the rookie, number 79, stuffing everything up from his right end position. This young man is having a heck of a season. He has 8 sacks. We can see at times like this, too. He can take on some run blockers.
Crowd into it, third and goal. Bouncing it outside for the touchdown. Ricky Watters and the Eagles jump out in front. Watters took the handoff on every single play that drive for Philadelphia, all 7 plays.
Well, Joe Panos, the right guard, pulled on that play. Remember I was talking about Simeon Rice. I said he's a guy that having a phenomenal rookie year. He's been able to, he's 8 sacks already, and he's been having a little bit of trouble against the run, and sometimes he's there and sometimes he's not. That time he got pushed back into the end zone by Joe Panos.
Ray Rhodes wanted the quick start. He's getting a quick start. The fumble, a big part of it. Gary Anderson has been perfect with extra points all season long. 29 for 29, 7 for 7 for Watters. Into the end zone from 1 yard out. Eagles out in front.
NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places. By Saturn, a different kind of company, a different kind of car. By Black & Decker, any job, anywhere, anytime. And by HBO. It's not TV, it's HBO.
That's Bill Maas getting to the ballpark today on horseback. Giddy up. Little ranch here in Arizona. McElroy waiting deep along with Dowdell as Anderson again kicks it away. 7-0 Eagles here at the start. This is Dowdell from inside the 5. Returned near the 30, a 28-yard return. Don Griffin again there to make the stop. If you just joined us, a lot of action early. An early fumble by LaShawn Johnson. Ripped away into the hands of Brian Dawkins. He returned it 18 yards to set up Ricky Watters in the Philadelphia offense. 7 plays, 7 runs from Watters, and a touchdown, and heck, it's 7-0. Second possession for Arizona. Esiason hands off to Johnson. Another try. This time he hangs on, and Joe Kelly is there to throw him back. How about the start for Ricky Watters? You said it. He cries a lot. He whines. He moans. He groans. But He's a 1,000-yard guy, and it's something you got to put up with.
Well, what Ray likes to find is fighters, guys that want to fight all the time. And Ray will put up with the crying and whining because of the effort and what he can do once he gets the ball in his hands.
2nd down and 7 over the middle, incomplete. And a very good play by William Thomas, one of the best cover linebackers in the NFL.
Great cover guy. Willie T, they call him in Philadelphia. This guy really emerged last year, and he really got recognized around the league that he was a Pro Bowl level outside linebacker. And this year, he's come back and rebutted it as well, showing that he is a great linebacker.
You'll notice number 93, Darian Connor, into the lineup for Philadelphia at a left defensive end. 3rd and 7. He is in to rush the passer. Out of the shotgun, Esiason has time, plenty of time, dumps it off, incomplete. Bobby Taylor covering. It was Rob Moore, the intended receiver, 3 and out. And Esiason has started this game 0 for 3.
0 for 3 because of the tight coverage that Philadelphia is using with their cornerbacks. Bobby Taylor and Troy Vincent are on these guys, and they're taking them all the way around the field.
Now Fiegel's back to punt with Mark Say waiting deep. We'll see Say return punts as well as Freddie Solomon today. This is Say from inside the 30, an ugly kick, but good coverage. And Say across the 30, brought down at the 33.
There's the tight coverage. Now, if that's not tight coverage, I don't know what is. You don't have a chance of getting to the ball when Bobby Taylor's all over you.
Philadelphia Eagles have lost a couple in a row at home, tough ones, but Kings of the Come on, sing for me, Bill.
Trailers for
4-1 on the road, and a win here today. Jump back up into a tie with Washington. Heck, at the end of the day, we could have a 3-way tie at the top of the NFC East. Detmer dumps it off over the middle, caught across the 40. The first throw of the day from Detmer, and he hits his fullback, Kevin Turner. And the completion was good for 9.5. I believe just a little short of a first down they're going to measure.
And what you do is you try to get this West Coast offense going. Now, they got the ball in the red zone on their first possession off the turnover. So you give it to Ricky Waters, let him pound his way down. Now they're in their regular field position. Now you're going to see the West Coast offense being executed. And what that is they're going to flood 3 receivers to a zone, and Ty's got the time to check down on his read. And he found Kevin Turner underneath. Kevin Turner's a fullback that in the West Coast offense, you have to be able to catch the ball.
That was definitely one of the advantages for Detmer coming here to this system, because he comes with John Gruden. There they are. They run the West Coast offense, Ray Rhodes. So he stepped into a very comfortable situation.
Well, if you can remember back when Ray Rhodes took the team over and he named John Gruden the offensive coordinator, one of the first guys they got was Kevin Turner out of New England.
So Detmer and the Eagles back to work, a little short of a first down on that completion to Turner. 2nd down and a short 1. Handoff to the up back. It's Turner, and he will get all 10 yards they need for a first down on this possession. Seth Joyner there to make the stop, with a first down for the Eagles.
One guy for the Cardinals who's been red hot on defense is Eric Swan. Last week he had 11 tackles, a sack, and watch what he does here to Lester Holmes. I mean, he just creates a whole new line of scrimmage, and once you're in the backfield, now the back has to sit there and say, which way do I go? And 9 times out of 10, you're going to get no yards or 1, as that case right there.
Enough for a first down. Detmer to throw. Plenty of time. Over the middle, tipped and incomplete.
Bad throw, Ty Detmer.
Fryer, the intended receiver, tipped and nearly picked off. Waiting for it was Brent Alexander. How about a McDonald's game break? How about JB back to the Fox Television Center?
All right, Joe Buck, and how about this play here? Troy Aikman looking for his guy, Michael Irvin, launches it 38 yards to Irvin. That sets up a 31-yard field goal by Chris Bonio. Dallas on top by a field goal. Back to Joe Buck and Bill Maas.
A look at the NFC East standings with Washington out in front, but for how long? Losers today in overtime at home to the 49ers. Big rush. They're not ruling it an incomplete pass. It's a fumble, and Arizona has it. Big pressure from Seth Joyner,
the former Eagle.
He comes back to take care of Detmer, who tried to get his arm going forward, evidently did not. Each team has now fumbled here in the first quarter.
Here's Seth Joyner. Now he lines up as if he's going into pass coverage. Now watch him cheat at the snap. And there's no back in the backfield to pick up the blitz. You see Ricky Waters come out of the backfield and get into his route real quick. I mean, nobody checked in the backfield for the blitz.
The hit by Joyner. Swan was there to fall on top of it. First down. Esiason to throw. Wide open. Far side of the field. Moore working on Bobby Taylor. A first down at the Philadelphia 20. Completion of 21 yards from Esiason to Moore.
One thing Rob Moore has is size. Now watch him take this down deep, get into Bobby Taylor, and see that little slap and come back? That's when he has Bobby running full speed with him. Then he slams on the brakes and comes back.
Setting up a first down at the Philadelphia 20. A toss to Johnson. LaShawn bouncing it outside. Took on a big hit for painful yards. Kelly was there to make the initial hit. Zordich helped out wrapping up. Second down and 6.
LaShawn Johnson is a guy that the Cardinals need to be consistent. You know, remember early in the season he had like a 200-yard game down in New Orleans. Then he came back and had another long run the next week. And then he's been up and down, up and down. But for this Cardinals team to evolve, they need a strong running game. They need a lot out of him every week.
Leland McElroy, number 2 pick in this last draft for Arizona in the backfield. Next to Esiason, he swings out. Esiason steps up and a run. Middle of the field, wide open, and a first down inside the Philadelphia 5. Ray Farmer was there, but there very late after a gain of 13.
Now watch here what the Arizona Cardinals do. They put 3 receivers down here. Now watch Zorich. He is in confusion. He's checking everybody, but watch how they man up and get coverage. Eagles did an excellent job of picking up the receivers out of the cluster.
Now it's LaShawn Johnson trying one over the middle. He got nothing, maybe to the 4, and a second and goal coming up. Mike Mamula gets credit for that tackle.
And the defensive line, Joe, is an area of concern for the Philadelphia Eagles.
They really miss the presence of Andy Harmon, who's missing his 4th straight game. Here's Esiason into the flat. An incomplete pass as Larry Centers was the intended receiver. Dawkins was there with him. They don't mind putting Brian Dawkins head up with anybody. Not a big safety, a guy who can cover, and a guy who, when you bring up his name to Eagles coaches, they start to smile.
They're very happy. And Emmett Thomas called him a tweener. He could play corner or free safety.
3 wide receivers for Arizona on 3rd and goal from the 4. Pass is batted down. William Thomas got a hand up to knock it down. And Arizona will be forced to try the field goal.
Well, remember I told you they're going to try to bring pressure. Watch Willie Thomas. Here he comes right into the mix of things. Now it's Jefferson. No, that's Willie right at the top there. He moves back into the pocket where there was an opening and jumps up as the ball was released, because they need to get a linebacker into the rush, because their front 4 haven't been able to get there in the last few weeks.
Esiason starts the day 1 for 6 for 21 yards. Kevin Butler will try the field goal of 22 yards. Kick is up and good. So Arizona's on the board. They had a 1st and goal from the 5. The Philadelphia defense hung on. Butler good from 22, and it's a 4-point Philly lead. But a good hold by the Philadelphia defense. It's a 7-3 game.
Yeah, and they ought to call him Boomerang, because he just keeps coming back, Joe. I mean, everybody just ran out of Cincinnati, ran out of the Jets benched here, but he's a competitor.
He has this Arizona offense rolling. Here's the kick to Witherspoon from inside the 5. Derek crosses the 25 where he is hammered. Terry Irving was there defensively for Arizona after a 22-yard return. Well, this Thursday, the battle for the NFC East title will be on the line as the Redskins travel to Texas take on the Cowboys. And as you look at the NFC East on Fox, it all will unfold next week, Thanksgiving Day. Our coverage beginning at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, Washington at Dallas. And then on Sunday, every team involved, including that head-to-head matchup in the NFC with Philadelphia and the Giants. Here's Waters trying to bounce outside, has plenty of room, and has a first down for Philadelphia. A late flag comes in. Waters got 12, maybe 13 yards. Eric Hill forced him out of bounds, but a late flag, and this may be coming back.
Sure is. It's going to be holding. It's right up there on the offensive line, and I believe it's going to be on the tight end. I think it was Jason Dunn lined up over there. He got a fistful of jersey.
Holding, 72 offense, 10 yards, repeat first down.
That's Joe Panos, the guard. Watch Joe right here as he pulls over to the left side here. Rips up through. I had wrong number again. That was a good block by Panos.
So Panos gets tabbed for it, didn't commit the hold.
And as an offensive lineman, that's one of the things you hate. It's rough enough when you do hold and get a holding penalty, but when you don't hold and get nailed, now everybody's blaming you.
Now 1st and 20 from the 15. Detmer to throw. It's incomplete. Looking for the flag, but not getting it is Chris T. Jones. Tito Paul was there defending for Arizona.
Very tight coverage. Aeneas Williams, one of the best corners in the league. Watch him on Fryer. Now, Fryer is the go-to guy, but that's tight coverage. Now, Tito Paul, who's in for Ronnie Bradford. You're allowed to get that chuck at the 5 yards. Not allowed to drag him down to the ground, but you're allowed to get a contact in there. And Chris T. Jones was looking for a flag.
Tito Paul getting the start with the injury, a rib injury to Ronnie Bradford. Now 2nd down and 20 underneath Waters. Crosses the 20, but a 3rd and long coming up for the Eagles. One of the extra defensive backs, Tommy Bennett, was there to make the stop for the Cardinals, and a 3rd and 14 coming up for Detmer and the Eagles.
Yeah, and for the Cardinals defense, you know, this is a group that has a lot of talent, and they've always had talent here. You know, you got Swan, you got Eric Hill, Joyner, now the rookie, and they came out here early in the game with their backs against the wall. Did a good job, fell one short of shutting them down to a goal line stand, but now they're settling down into their game.
3rd down and 14. Detmer to put it up, lofts it up, and there is no one there. Chris T. Jones was the closest receiver, and Detmer's going to go talk to him. Those two not able to hook up on the right call.
Hey, and Detmer doesn't look happy. I mean, he went up there and grabbed his arm like, hey, you know what the heck you're supposed to do. Oh, no, Ty's not happy with that at all. I mean, he ran the wrong route. Chris T. Jones did.
Detmer starts out 2 for 5 for 15 yards, and now Tom Hutton back to punt. Good snap. The left footer gets rid of it. High hanging kick, and the fair catch called for by Dowdell. And a penalty flag comes in right at the 43-yard line of Arizona after just a 38-yard punt.
And that was out there on the flyers, on the punt coverage guys. They double up the flyers at the top of the screen. And there was some pushing and shoving going on.
And this will cost Arizona.
Holding, 27 to the receiving team while the ball was in the air. 10 yards, first down, timeout.
Tito Paul guilty. Guilty of the hold. That'll cost Arizona some yards. They trail by 4. They have the ball back.
Carter home alone.
Look at this place. We gotta do something.
Garbage Angels?
On a brand new Simpsons. Tonight at 8, 7 Central.
And you are in a zone. I mean, guys are wide open. Guys are making catches. They're running with the ball. You got nobody around you when you're throwing it. It's almost like 7-on-7 drills in practice. And, you know, those days are very few and far between. So it's a little luck, and it's a whole hell of a lot of divine intervention.
Boomer Esiason's thoughts on recent success as they take over down by 4. A toss. It's Larry Centers. Happy to be running the ball a lot more lately, and a nice pickup of about 8 as the safety, Brian Dawkins, and Zordich were both there to help make the stop for the Eagles.
Yeah, when you think of Larry Centers, you think of the fullback catching a bunch of passes. And he's had over 100 last year, and he wants more, but he's happy he's getting the ball as a running back because he wants to show the league that he is a complete fullback.
That's his first touch of the day.
Block 72!
Second down and a couple. Plenty of time for Esiason, but he overshoots his tight end, Pat Carter, who throughout his NFL career has been more known for blocking than going out catching passes. A third and short coming up for the Cardinals.
Well, you're right. He is a blocking type tight end. But the one thing Jim Fassel said that part of the reason for the success is he's thrown away the theory that these guys can't do it, so we're not going to try it.
Centers again, looking for the first down, and he finds it at the Arizona 45, and a fresh set of downs for the Cardinals.
Yeah, like the theory that centers can only catch the ball. Now they're handing the ball off to him. That Carter is only a blocking tight end. Now they're throwing the ball to him. That LaShawn Johnson can't catch the ball downfield. Now they're throwing the ball downfield. So it's these things that Jim Fassel has opened up the offense to, like saying, hey, I'm not going to listen to these guys can't do it. I'm going to draw it up and let them do it.
Centers 2 carries, 14 yards. Esiason to work again through the air. Has Sanders with a catch down at the Philadelphia 30. And you can see a no huddle, or as when Boomer Esiason and Sam Weiss worked together in Cincinnati, a sugar huddle.
Yeah, and that's putting the pressure on the defense. And what happened there is that they got caught with their nickel package on. Donnie Griffin, 28, had a play out there, and he had the coverage.
That completion to Sanders, good for 26 and a first down just inside the Philadelphia 30.
Red 90! Block 82! 936! Block 82!
Esiason literally calling out the play on the line of scrimmage. Another throw. More time over the middle, incomplete. Very good coverage by Griffin. The throw just out of the reach of Sanders, 2nd and 10.
Well, the first thing that happens here is watch the pass protection up front. Now, we talked about the Eagles' pass rush and their defensive line. And here's Aaron Graham, the rookie center, against Hollis, buying him time. See the pocket? He can sit in there comfortably. And then there was some great coverage downfield by Griffin.
Darian Connor, pass rushing specialist, into the lineup for the Eagles on 2nd down and 10. Big rush. Complete to Sanders. It's knocked out of his hands, but a completion and a first down inside the Philadelphia 15. Griffin again. Sanders again.
And it was all Boomer Esiason. Now watch Boomer stand in the face of pressure. Here comes the blitz, 51, Willie Thomas. He knows he's going to get hit, but he delivers the ball right to Sanders. And then the fumble, of course, and went out of bounds. It was still the possession, though.
So 2 big completions on this drive to Sanders and a first down at the Philadelphia 14. Esiason airs it out for Edwards, and that wasn't catchable. Edwards looking for a flag, working on Troy Vincent.
And the referee signaled to him. So he came out looking for a call, and the referee signaled to him, no, uncatchable ball. Now see the contact by Troy Vincent right there. That's what should have been a penalty. But since the ball was overthrown, it was ruled uncatchable, and that wipes out any penalty.
Philadelphia still looking for their first sack as the Cardinals have come out throwing the ball. 2nd down and 10. Into the end zone again. No ruling, incomplete. They say Moore was out of bounds. Bobby Taylor was there defending. The pass was caught, but Moore doesn't put out much of a fight.
That was a heck of a throw by Boomer Esiason. That's the fade route. That's where you just go with your matchup. You like the matchup with Moore on Taylor, so you air the ball out for him, and you can see his left foot came down on the white paint.
Good call.
There's one foot, and then the second one is out of bounds.
5 straight throws from Boomer Esiason. Now faced with 3rd and 10. Eagles trying to match up late. Esiason has pressure and overshoots his tight end. That was Johnny McWilliams, and Farmer got in the face of Esiason, so you can see the Eagles are blitzing, something that Emmitt Thomas historically doesn't like to do.
Well, they have to, because that's the only way they can put pressure on Boomer. And you saw how the pressure paid off that time. There was so much pressure around him that he just had to air the ball out and get rid of it. It wasn't accurate at all.
Butler will try another 1-for-1 today. There's Emmitt Thomas right in the middle of your picture. Butler 5 out of 6 with Arizona. Trying a 31-yarder. It's blocked. Blocked by Philadelphia. Recovered by Philadelphia. That's Vincent. And the Eagles keep the Cardinals.
Joe Kelly
further scoring.
Just came blowing up the middle. Joe Kelly comes right up the middle and just blows up Aaron Graham. Aaron Graham was his deep snapper on this. Watch Joe Kelly come right up the gut. There goes Graham out of there, and Kelly just lays out to the ball.
You know, one thing Ray Rhodes would tell you, special teams have been killing Philadelphia while they hurt Arizona here.
And that ball looked to be kicked a little bit low as well. But you saw the push, and you saw Graham come flying out of there. And then Kelly just over the top extends his arms.
And a 1st and 10 from their own 28 for Philadelphia. A 10-play drive for Arizona that ends up in nothing but frustration on the blocked field goal try.
And Joe Kelly is a guy in the Buffalo game. He missed the block, completely blew his assignment, had the block, the punt blocked, and it was all his fault. And now he comes back as special teams guy, and he makes a big play that time. So the special teams for them has been struggling some. And you see Carl Mock telling Graham, you got to hunker down in there. You have to snap the ball and extend your arms up there and not give ground.
Waters got 4 on 1st down, 2nd down and 6. Detmer hangs in, overthrows his receiver, Say. Tito Paul was there defending, and there's Joe Kelly, who was a late addition to the starting lineup for Philadelphia. They have had their middle linebacker, James Willis, banged up last week, out with a knee, and Kelly is making his presence felt.
And he played well last week when he came in for Willis, so that there wasn't really any hesitation with should he play or shouldn't he this week.
3rd down and 6 for the Eagles. Pass complete. Irving Fryer enough for a 1st down, working on Tito Paul, and that was good for 9.
I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, Joe. I'm very impressed with Arizona's defense. Now, it's early in the game, and yeah, you're playing with a lot of emotion, but they came out backed up against the wall and the ball inside their 20. But then since they've had the ball out here in midfield, I mean, they're not giving much.
Last time the Eagles blocked a field goal, the year was 1988, and it was Clyde Simmons who got it done. This time it's Joe Kelly. It's still a 7-3 Philadelphia lead. Pass is over the middle, dropped by the tight end Jimmy Johnson. Eric Hill was there for Arizona. 2nd and 10.
And did you see the coverage there? And that's what I'm talking about. This defense for the Cardinals is a stout defense. I mean, they're settled down, they're playing their game, and they're not giving Philadelphia much to contend with. And Philadelphia has a lot. When you're running the West Coast offense, you have a lot of choices. When you have a Ricky Waters, you have a lot of choices. Cardinals are playing tough defense.
Detmer hands to Ricky Waters. And on 2nd down and 10, he gets to the 45 and then is thrown backward by Eric Hill.
Well, one thing about Ricky Waters, like I said, you know, there's a guy, you have to give him the ball. I was talking to John Gruden before the game. He says, you know, Ricky complains and we don't see eye to eye on everything, but I got to give a back like that the ball because he has to get his carries. Similar to Barry Sanders in Detroit. For your offense to be successful, that guy's got to carry the ball.
Philadelphia's starting tight end Jason Dunn is out with an ankle, a questionable return. Now 3rd and 5 for Detmer. Going to put it up over the middle, has his man complete inside the 30. That's Irving Fryer. Gain of 27 and a 1st down at the Arizona 26.
Irving Fryer in his 13th year is the go-to guy at the Z position. You see how he gets by Aeneas Williams right off the block. Now, that's one of the things that occurs when you play man-to-man and bump coverage when you get in tight. And he just had a hand over the top and slipped by him, and it was a chase after that for Aeneas Williams. Detmer, you know, that's his guy. He likes to get the ball to him.
That is how the first quarter comes to a close. Irving Fryer gets into the action, gets a hit, a bit banged up. He has 2 catches, 37 yards. The Eagles have a first down at the Arizona 26, and after 1 quarter, they lead by 4. Getting ready for the start of the second quarter here on Fox NFL Sunday. Sun Devil Stadium, Tempe, Arizona. Ray Rhodes and this Philadelphia Eagles team looking for their 8th win of the year.
Ray's a fighter. I mean, Ray's a street guy, tough fighter. And that's the guys he has on his team. And he lets every one of them know exactly where they stand and their job description.
Sometimes his choice of words for that job description may get him into some trouble, but he's a fiery coach and a guy who I know you enjoyed playing for when you played for him in Green Bay.
Yeah, I love the guy. I mean, he's a no-nonsense guy. He's going to tell you like it is. You know, like some of his guys he has on his team, you know, they want to do other things. He says, oh, yeah, you want to rush the passer, huh? You want to get the quarterback sacks. Well, if I had to wait on you to get a quarterback sack, I'd be here till year 2002. You're going to sit in there. You're going to take on double teams. I mean, he tells the guys what's needed of them and what's expected of them, and you got to appreciate that if you're a player.
Irving Fryer over on the Philadelphia bench looking for Burgess Meredith. Needing a cut man as Ricky Waters is wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage in a 3rd and long.
Yeah, Jameer
coming
Miller.
up.
Jameer Miller right down the backside. I mean, that's what you do when you rush upfield and the ball goes the other way. You flatten down the line of scrimmage. Watch Jameer Miller and watch him come down the line of scrimmage. He shoots the gap from behind and he just flattens.
Miller gets the tackle, a loss of 2, 3rd down and 10. Waters 11 carries, 31 yards and a touchdown. Everybody thinking pass on 3rd and 10. Into the corner of the end zone. What a catch, but out of bounds. Bobbling it was Solomon. A one-handed grab, but out of bounds, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I'll tell you one thing that Ty Detmer's not scared of doing. He's not scared of testing Aeneas Williams. Now, a lot of teams, when you get this matchup, you're going to say, okay, I'm going to go at Ronnie Bradford or I'm going to go at Tito Paul, the guys playing the other corner. Ty Detmer, I mean, he likes the matchup, whether it's Fryer over there or Freddie Solomon. I mean, he's going to go to the guy.
Now Gary Anderson will try a 44-yarder. This is pushing his range. Good snap, good hold. The kick is good. And again, a 7-point lead for Philadelphia. Anderson's longest attempt this year, only 46 yards. That was good from 44. Philadelphia leading 10-3.
NFL Sunday is brought to you by Porsche, who wish to remind you there is no substitute. By Sony's PlayStation, we have over 150 games to choose from, so there. By Wendy's Smoky Bacon Cheeseburger with rich smoky flavor in every bite. And by Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
Working on Eric Swan over on the Arizona sideline. Big part of the interior defense for Arizona. That defense held Philadelphia out of the end zone. Gary Anderson good from 44. And a 7-point Philadelphia lead. Leland McElroy from inside the 5 has room to run. Crosses the 35, brought down at the 36, and again it's Don Griffin there on the stop after a 34-yard return. A McDonald's game break. Back to JB at our Fox Television Center.
Hey, Joe, Denver becomes the first team to qualify for the postseason, just like they drew it up. 19 seconds left. Elway's pass tipped twice, and McCaffrey hauls it in for the score. Denver wins it. All tied at the Meadowlands between the Cowboys and Giants. Back to Arizona, Joe Buck and Bill Maas.
Thank you, JB. There are a lot of people who think the New York Giants might sneak up and scare the Cowboys at the very least. Arizona takes over a first down at their own 35 as Esiason flushed out of the pocket and throws it away. On the run, outside of the pocket, you can throw it away. No intentional grounding, so 2nd and 10.
You know, one of the things about the Philadelphia Eagles, they've kicked off 3 times now, just once to start the game and then the 2 others after scores. And every time they've been beyond the 30-yard line. That's the Arizona Cardinals. And they have the worst in field position for the opposing team starts. And part of the reason is their kicker, Gary Anderson. At that age, he doesn't have the hang time and he can't get the ball down around the goal line.
2nd down and 10. Esiason down the sideline. Moore, what a catch. Came back on Bobby Taylor, made the catch inside the 40. And Esiason absolutely red hot here at the start. That was good for 25.
And Sanders, as of late, has been catching a lot of balls. Rob Moore, now watch Rob Moore down the sidelines right here on Bobby Taylor. That's good coverage. He has good coverage right there. He just doesn't get turned when the ball is thrown. When it's right there at the money, he wasn't in position. Nice catch, Rob Moore.
Traded here from the Jets before last season. And a 1st and 10 for Arizona inside the Philadelphia 40. Centers in the backfield. He's been shut out so far. Esiason to Moore again. That is good again. Inside the Philadelphia 5. And again on Bobby Taylor.
Yeah, well, that time the coverage wasn't tight. Rob Moore just flat beat him. Now, one of the things you have with Bobby Taylor is he's in his 2nd year, tremendous athlete. He gained a lot of recognition last year when he shut down Michael Irvin. Now, when he plays a guy and he can use his physical ability and match up with him, he plays well. But when you get a guy that can put moves on him, and you one move and then the double move and comes back, that's where you lose him. And right there, that's where Bobby Taylor got lost.
A completion for 25 yards, followed by a completion for 35 yards. Both to Moore, both on Taylor. They're hooked up again. 1st and goal. Johnson, nothing. LaShawn Johnson brought down by Ray Farmer and others. Good work by the Philadelphia defense.
Yeah, they brought everybody there. I mean, they get their backs against the wall. You're down there inside the 5, and you say, what the heck? Let's just bring everybody. That's what Emmett Thomas, the defense coordinator, did that time.
Now LaShawn Johnson limping away as Leland McElroy comes in. He's in the backfield with Larry Centers. A loss of 1 on that last carry, and a 2nd and goal from the 4. Delayed handoff, McElroy. End zone touchdown, Arizona. McElroy will keep that football. That is his 1st NFL touchdown. Good from 4 yards out, and with the extra point coming, Arizona trying to tie this game. Butler will try it. Penalty flag on the play. The kick is good. And the penalty, I believe, is on Philadelphia for jumping too soon. If it is, we've got a tie game. Bobby Taylor a little anxious.
That'll be marked off in the ensuing kickoff.
We've got a tie game.
Offside, 21 defense. Extra point is good. 5 yards assessed on the kickoff.
A 5-play drive covering 64 yards, just under 2.5 minutes. Keep it, Leland McElroy. That's your 1st in the NFL.
Most horrifying accidents ever caught on tape. And meet the people who survived them. Close Call, Cheating Death, Monday on Nonstop Fox.
Tonight on the X-Files, a discovery from another world could mean the end of ours. Don't miss a terrifying new X-Files. Good. Tonight at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, right here on Fox. Eric Swan bending over just so we can't shoot him, as we're going to talk about a day in the life of Eric Swan right after this kickoff from Kevin Butler, who will get 5 extra yards with which to work. Kicking it from the 35. Feels like it's 3 years ago. This is Derek Witherspoon from around his own goal line. Gets to the 20, and that is it. Tommy Bennett there to make the stop for Arizona. A day in the life for Eric Swan. Back to work he goes.
Well, you all know the story about Eric Swan. Didn't play college ball. Tremendous athlete. What a prospect. And then he comes in. He's had different defense coordinators, different head coaches. And this year they changed the defense on him. But as of late, the last couple of weeks, he's really come on strong. But today, they flip-flopped him at defense tackle. Left to right, he's been double-teamed. No tackles, one pressure, no sacks yet. But Eric Hill has about 5 tackles. Now, when you're doubling up him up front, that's going to leave your linebacker free.
Ricky Waters
and there's your linebacker.
The right side, and it's Eric Hill right in the middle of it. Another tackle for Eric after a gain of 3. Already 5 tackles for Hill here in the first half.
Yeah, when you're going to double somebody up like the Eric Swan, you get him doubled up, and then here's Eric Hill, and he's going to come free to the ball. Now, another guy, 94 right there, Bernard Wilson, if Eric Swan's getting the double teams, he's going to be free. And you saw he was down there at the feet of the tackle, too. He's got to be more, get into the mix of things. If Swan's getting double teams, these guys are free. Get to the ball.
2nd down and 7. Detmer over the middle, fullback Turner. First down for Philadelphia at their own 35 before Hill and Joyner combined to make the stop. That was good for 11 yards from Detmer.
And this is a big matchup for Lester Holmes. Remember, he's a former tackle. Now he's been playing guard, and he's in there. And look what he does to Swan. Just neutralizes him. He gets his hands inside there, and yeah, you can say it's holding because he has cloth. But when your hands are inside the frameworks of the shoulder pads, it's not holding. The referee, the umpire, they just ignore it.
1st and 10 from their own 35. Detmer airs it out over the middle, wide open, caught inside the Arizona 40. That is Irving Fryer. 3rd catch of the day. That was good for 26.
And one of the things Philadelphia tries to do is they try to get a good mix of runs and passes. Now, they've had some success passing the ball, and then Ricky Waters has done well. But what I don't think they've done a good job of thus far in the game is getting a good mix to try to keep Arizona's defense off balance. That's what you want to do. That's what the West Coast offense does, is keep your defense off balance.
Ricky Waters, not much over the middle. Swan and Hill.
And right there, Eric Hill kept everybody off balance. You blitz your middle linebacker, and he's in there, and he's in the backfield as they're handing off the ball. I mean, that's going to disrupt everything. There's Swan on Holmes, but you see Eric Hill in the backfield? He came right up the gut on a blitz.
Play just did get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10. Ball just inside the Arizona 40. Play action. Detmer sacked, lost the football. Now they whistle it dead. It is dead. It is not a fumble. It belongs to Philadelphia in midfield.
And that's that iffy ruling right there. When a quarterback has his hand up and he's coming dead forward on a pass, that's the iffy rule. It's very questionable whether it's a forward pass or what they rule is a tuck.
Both defensive ends, Rice and Bankston, with pressure, and Detmer and the Eagles fortunate that was ruled not a fumble. It still belongs to Philadelphia in midfield.
Now here comes the pressure inside by Rice, and then Bankston off the left side. But what you have to look for there is the arm and how far forward it's coming, or whether he's trying to pull the ball back down.
Loss of 11, 3rd and 21. Detmer throws over the middle. It is caught, and enough for a first down. Detmer to Irving Fryer, good for 24, and a Philadelphia first down at the Arizona 26.
And that's frustrating defensively. I mean, when you make a big play like the sack and you think it's a fumble and you think it's your ball, and then you have to come back out there on the field, I mean, that really takes the air out of you. It's a big letdown. And you see Holmes there again, I mean, doing a heck of a job, and that time he had him all by himself.
First down, Philadelphia. Tie game, 10-10, 7:30 left in the half. Ricky Waters go back and try the other side. Waters loses 1, maybe 2 on the play. It was Tito Paul that was in his face as Waters tried the other side, a loss of 2.
And look at Ricky Waters. I mean, he's mad. He walks over to the sideline, starts yelling at the coaches. I mean, the coaches aren't out there blocking. I mean, they're not out there running. And he's had an ongoing battle several times with offense coordinator John Gruden. And neither one of them are ashamed of it. They say, yeah, you know, we don't get along, but hey, it's just football. You don't get along with everybody. Now watch Ricky. I mean, he cuts it back, goes someplace he really shouldn't have gone, and falls down, takes the loss, and then he yells at the coach.
Loss of 2, 2nd down and 12. Detmer into the flat. Fullback Turner. Kevin inside the 20. Matt Darby there to make the stop, and a 3rd and a handful coming up.
And now on the other end of the spectrum, you get Kevin Turner. And Kevin will do whatever's asked of him. And it doesn't matter whether you're asked to block, whether he's asked to catch the ball, run down on special teams. It doesn't matter. I mean, he just quietly goes about his work and keeps plugging away. And he doesn't care how many balls he catches or how many times he rushes. I mean, he's just a quality player, and he fits in with the team.
He got 9 on that reception. 3rd down and 3. Detmer starts out 8 out of 14 for 122 yards. Plenty of time over the middle. Tipped incomplete, and there was no one there for Philadelphia. Penalty flag. And it's against the Eagles. And it looks like Arizona is going to accept the penalty and take.
Legal hands to the face. 76 offense. 10 yards.
It was on
repeat 3rd down.
Simeon Rice. You see the face mask right there? Barrett Brooks had his hand right up there on the face mask of Simeon Rice.
So a 3rd and 13. Interesting that they give Philadelphia another crack at it instead of the incompletion as they try to take Gary Anderson out of field goal range. Detmer over the middle, incomplete. Fryer the intended receiver, and they will trot Gary Anderson onto the field. Fryer's had a rough and long day already. Limping off the field. Saw him with the bloody nose earlier in Gary Anderson. And Detmer's been a little hot here this afternoon so far.
And it's the 2nd time he's been mad at Chris T. Jones.
This would be a season-high 47-yard field goal for Anderson. Has the right direction, has enough distance, but a penalty flag is down on the play. And it's against Philadelphia. So take the points off the board and we'll check the flag.
Holding. 57 offense. 10 yards. Repeat 4th down.
That's Mark Woodard on the field goal team, and that brings up a 4th down and will take Philadelphia out of field goal range.
57 is Woodard right here at the wing, right there. And the call is, see how he reaches out there and grabs his arm? I mean, that's stretching the rules, actually. But it looked like a pretty good block, but you can't have your arm draped out there.
High snap. Hutton gets it away. Headed for the end zone, into the end zone, and Arizona will take over at their own 20. Ray Rhodes told us yesterday special teams have been killing the Philadelphia Eagles lately. A hold takes 3 points off the board, and we are still tied. Today's Aflac trivia question is, in the 1992 draft, 15 quarterbacks were chosen ahead of Ty Detmer. Only one other is an NFL starter. Who is he?
This is Ned about divorcing Stacy.
Change locks, dig mode, hire piranhas, little biting, nasty ones.
A brand new Ned and Stacy tonight after The Simpsons.
Again, our Aflac trivia question. The 92 draft, 15 quarterbacks were chosen ahead of Ty Detmer. Only one other is an NFL starter. Who is he? He is Jeff Blake of the Cincinnati Bengals. Look how many are out of football, and a handful, 5 are backups.
Doesn't say much for that scouting combine, does it?
Not much at all. Little flea flicker, and Esiason is dropped inside the 10 by William Thomas. You can try a play like that, but you better block, and Thomas walked in and dumped Esiason.
When you had the fake handoff up there, well, the job of the back is to come up after the fake handoff and pick up the blitz. Now, Willie Thomas runs right by him.
So early first half blitzing for Philadelphia, and it's working for the most part. They're staying with it. And after a loss of 10, it's 2nd and 20 on the first Philadelphia sack of the day. And only their 27th of the season. That's McElroy. He gets to the 10. And it is 3rd and forever coming up. Here's another update from our Fox Television Center. And again, here's JB.
All right, Joe, at the Meadowlands, take a look at Dallas on the drive. Just about 2 minutes left and a half. Aikman to Irvin. Irvin has it knocked loose by Corey Whitmer. Picked up by Tito Wooten. He goes 54 yards to pay dirt. Yes, the Giants on top of the Cowboys. Back to Joe Buck and Bill Maas.
So Dallas 7-4, Philadelphia 7-4, Washington 8-4 after their overtime loss at home to San Francisco today.
By far the best division in football.
3rd and 20, Esiason gets out of trouble for the moment. Can he find the first down marker? No. Stumbles and falls at the 23, and it's time for Arizona to punt. They'll give Fuller, James Fuller, one of the extra defensive backs, credit for the tackle, and here comes Fiegels and the punt team for Arizona. Esiason got 13 yards, was 7 yards short of a first down, and Fiegels' punt heads to Marseille. From around the 35, not much. To the 42, maybe the 43, Cedric Smith there to make the stop. Back and forth, back and forth. 10-10 game late in the first half.
Penalty took 3 points away from the Philadelphia Eagles. Now watch the wing, Mark Woodard. What his job is first he posts inside with the arm chuck, and then he comes back outside. And it looks like he got a little piece of the face mask out there. Now, a lot of times out there in the wing, they'll call you for hooking, Joe. You have to take away the inside first and then kind of lay out. But they thought he grabbed him like this and kind of had that hook going. And pulled him down now. And then, you know, one of those deals. That's a hold.
So the penalty for hooking is 5 yards. Had no idea. First down and 10 for Philadelphia. Detmer back to work. To the sideline. Good catch. Sliding grab made. The near sideline. That was one of the backup wide receivers, Freddie Solomon, who came in with only 1 catch this season. Now you can give him 2 for the year. That was good for 13. Philadelphia starting this drive at their own 43. Their best field position since their opening drive, which followed that fumble and returned by Brian Dawkins. First down, quick slant thrown right back at Detmer.
Hey, Eric Hill is having a heck of a ball game. I mean, he is playing some inspired football. And for a guy who's been in Phoenix all of his career, and he suffered through all the bad times and played exceptionally good football, I mean, now is his time that he sees his team ready to take a step. They can finally come around and do something, and this guy wants to make sure that he's a part of it.
Dave McGinnis, the defensive coordinator for Arizona, has to be happy. 3 different defenders jumped up, got their hands up. Hill got it. 2nd down and 10. Throw is high and incomplete. Chris T. Jones, the intended receiver. And it's Tommy Bennett defending, and that's the 3rd different time Detmer. Now he gives Chris T. Jones a little pat on the rear, but he's been in Jones' face all day.
Yeah, well, that time he had to give him a little pat on the rear because the ball wasn't thrown to the right spot. And Chris T. Jones ran the proper route, made the proper adjustment, but Ty just didn't put the ball in the right spot. And that's what that was all about. So now you have to go over and give him a little pat.
Remember, it was Chris T. Jones that had a potential game-winning catch in the end zone sail through his hands a week ago. Detmer sacked back near midfield. Credit Aeneas Williams. That for Williams, his first sack of the season.
You know, one thing about this West Coast offense for the Philadelphia Eagles is they haven't been able to complete their third down percentage. It's not as high as it should be. It's about 36, 37%. And that's not customary of the West Coast offense.
Ugly punt off the foot of Hutton. Returned by Dowdell, not much, well covered, and the Cardinals will take it just outside their own 20. Only a 29-yard punt, nothing on the return. The two-time Pro Bowler, Aeneas Williams, comes up with a sack to stop the Eagles. This week on the Fox Tuesday Night Movie, hang on for the ultimate excitement, the ultimate adventure, the ultimate suspense. Cliffhanger, starring who else? Sylvester Stallone, Tuesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Non-Stop Fox.
We got a little cliffhanger going here.
Yeah, there he is.
That's
almost.
Is that Cliff?
That's Cliff.
Or Norm?
Cliff watching from a butte nearby as the Cardinals take it 1st and 10 from their own 21. McElroy still in the backfield for Arizona. Sean Johnson limped off a couple of possessions ago. Esiason hammered as he completes the pass to Rob Moore. Out across the 35, and Esiason took a wallop.
Yeah, hammer's a good word.
17-yard completion on this throw.
Nailed, drilled. William Fuller, 95, as he's releasing the ball from the blind side.
Timeout on the field. 2-minute warning. First half. Good ball game. Come back, Cliff. We're not finished with a half.
Brand new X-Files tonight on Fox.
Philadelphia's using a different nickel front, and they got Darian Connor, who actually this is his first game he's took snaps in this year. He's been active for 3 games, but it's the first they've acted. Now they move Fuller down here to DT, and they bring Connor over to left end. And that's because Boomer Esiason's left-handed, and you get the strong, fast rush from his blind side.
Guy who a couple of years ago with the Saints had 10 sacks. Another weapon for Ray Rhodes. 1st and 10. Esiason is sacked, brought down just outside the 30, and that's the second of the day for William Thomas.
Well, that was Willie Thomas who came up the gut, but the guy that pushed the pocket from the left side was the guy we were just talking about, Darian Connor. Watch Darian Connor get the push right over here on Joe Wolf. He's going to be right on Boomer's heels, and then Willie Thomas comes in and clears the thing up. And that's what they had brought him in here for to do. I mean, Ray Rhodes tells you your job description, rush the quarterback.
Another throw from Esiason, this time underneath and short. Anthony Edwards, the intended receiver. Well covered by Dawkins, and now 3rd and long, 3rd and 17 coming up for Arizona.
And I can just hear Ray Rhodes, you know, telling Darian Connor this week, okay, Ben, I'm going to use you. I'm going to need you this week. I haven't used you all week. I haven't used you all year. Only a couple snaps. You only got a couple snaps, and I'm going to need you. I mean, I'm going to need you to rush the passer. I'm going to put you out there. You're going to start it left hand. You're going to rush the passer. That's it. With a couple expletives in there, and that's the whole story. And Darian Connor knows he has to rush the passer.
3rd down and 17, if he could decipher that from Ray talking to him.
He doesn't want him to jump offside.
Yeah, Connor was a little anxious as Esiason airs it out. A penalty flag as Dowdell was interfered with by Vincent, and there are 2 different infractions on this play. One back at the line of scrimmage and one in the secondary, and there's Ray now talking to maybe an official.
Well, maybe official and maybe Connor.
Connor jumped offside, but then at the end of the play, as Esiason had a free play, they get the pass interference.
93 defense, penalties decline. Pass interference, 23 defense. That penalty is accepted. 1st down.
There's the offsides, but that's not that bad of a deal because everybody else stops except for Troy Vincent. Now, he had pass interference, yes, but you'd rather have pass interference, have it 1st down there at the 40, because if he didn't stay in coverage, everybody else stopped when they saw the flags thrown. If he didn't stay in coverage, that would have been a touchdown.
Philadelphia's 5th penalty. That was a 26-yard penalty and a 1st down inside Philadelphia territory. Esiason dumps it off. There is a ton of room. Larry centers his first catch of the day, a hurdle, and a 1st down inside the Eagle 25. His first of the day, his 70th of the season.
Well, first you see one thing he does is he comes up and checks. He checks for the blitz, and then he gets out into his pass route, and Broomer finds him. Then he runs down the sidelines and see Bobby Taylor closing, and it's a little Superman act, up and away.
Now on first down, a dump off to Anthony Edwards. Good move, and he shakes and bakes his way down inside the 20. And a timeout on the field. Arizona will spend one. They are moving in. We're tied at 10. Well, coming up on the Dockers Khakis halftime report, JB and Terry will bring you all the scores and highlights from today's NFL action. All that and much more on the Dockers Khaki halftime report. Get an update on that Giants-Dallas game. Last report, Giants out in front of Dallas as they were closing out the first half. Meanwhile, here in Arizona, Cardinals trying to get to 500. Philadelphia trying to jump up and tie Washington atop the division. They're looking for their 8th win. We're tied at 10. Esiason back to work on 2nd and 6. Over the middle, crossing route, caught and then dropped. And the officials still are not making any ruling. Now they call it incomplete. Rob Moore couldn't hang on. The incompletion stops the clock with 41 seconds left in the half.
Well, they have 2 timeouts left, and it's 3rd down now. And what they did on the first 2 downs is they're trying to move the ball downfield by pass, because passing is what has got them down here. But what they need to do is just run the ball. Run LaShawn Johnson, run McElroy, get them in good field position, take the 3 points, go into halftime with the lead.
Esiason 5 of his last 7 through the air. Faced with a 3rd and 6. They do throw into the end zone and incomplete as the ball sailed out of the end zone. Esiason knocked as he let go of the football.
And he just let go of it in time. He had a blitz from the backside. He never saw it coming. It was Zordich, Mike Zordich, number 36. He never sees him coming. He just has to air the ball out there, and he's lucky he got it off, because if he got hit there on the blitz, the ball could have come out. It could have been a fumble. It could have been picked up and gone the other way, and it could have knocked them out of field goal range. That's why when you get down there at that time in the game and you have that much time on the clock left before halftime, run the ball, get it lined up in the middle of the field, bring your field goal kicker out, go in with a halftime lead of 3. You take those shots down there. Philadelphia is a very good defense. That thing almost could have got ugly for him.
The Eagles take a timeout. So each team is left with 2 timeouts. And Kevin Butler is on. He will attempt the field goal, about 36 or 37 yards, to put Arizona out in front. Arizona has never led in this game, and with 35 seconds remaining in the half, they'll try to take the lead for the first time, and it's Kevin Butler.
And remember the last time they lined up in field goal, Joe Kelly, they just ran over the rookie center, Aaron Graham. Now, and Carl Mock was over there on the sidelines telling him he has to do it. Let's see if he can hunker down and hold his weight in there. Look, they've got 2 backers behind the 4 guys in front of them.
36-yard try from Butler. 1 for 2 today with 1 block. This one is perfect.
And it was Joe Kelly again that rolled right over the top of Aaron Graham.
So the former Bear, Kevin Butler, puts Arizona out in front for the first time. They lead Philadelphia 13-10 with half a minute left in the first half. Arizona out in front by 3. Meanwhile, in the American Football Conference, look at the Central. Pittsburgh, a record of 8-3. Houston slips to 6-6 with their loss against Carolina. Pittsburgh playing tomorrow night on Monday Night Football, taking on the Dolphins. Cincinnati wins in a shootout with Atlanta. Cincinnati under Bruce Coslett now 5-7. He wants that team to get to 8-8.
Oh, he wants to keep that job.
And I don't see any reason why he wouldn't, with the kind of success he's had since taking over. Again, coming up, the Dockers Khakis halftime report. JB and Terry bring you all the scores and highlights from around the NFL today. All that and much more on the Dockers Khaki halftime report. Oh, Boomer's not slowing down, is he? Right back at it after 2 monster weekends at Washington and here against the Giants. Butler kicks it away. This is Witherspoon from inside the 10. Derek crosses the 25, knocked down at the 29. And with 25 seconds left in the first half, the Eagles take over. This Thursday, the battle for the NFC East title will be on the line as the Redskins travel to Texas to take on the Cowboys. Don't hand the Cowboys their 5th consecutive NFC East title yet, as the Skins are coming off a 1995 sweep of the Cowboys. Remember what happened last year. That all comes up Thanksgiving Day. Our coverage beginning at 3:30 in the afternoon Eastern time, 12:30 Pacific. 1st and 10, and the Eagles are not going to sit on it. Throw over the middle to Waters, incomplete. A little dangerous here by the Eagles, trying to force it with only 22 seconds left and the ball inside their own 30.
Yeah, and they're coming after Ty Detmer. And one of the things Gruden was telling us, he said, hey, we don't keep track of how many quarterback sacks we get. We keep track of the hits. Because when you got a guy like Ty Detmer in there, you want to keep the number of quarterback hits down. You can't afford to get him, especially your quarterback, knocked around, knocked to the ground in there, because they will take its toll on his frail body.
Downfield, caught across the 45-yard line, and Philadelphia will spend one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That's Solomon. He came in with 1 catch all year. He has 2 today.
Here you go. Take a look here. I mean, I remember I said you have to watch him down. You can't be hitting this guy, and there's one there. There's another one. Michael Bankston this time. And the play before that, I mean, he sits back in there and bang, and there's Simeon Rice. I mean, with Ty Detmer's frail little body, I mean, yeah, he's a tough guy, and his mother calls him Texas tough, and all that's fine and well. But bottom line is, you get 300-pounders knocking you around, and you're about 200, it's going to take its toll. And I think that 200 is about dripping wet, too. I mean, Ty Detmer, I mean, he looks like he should have been ringing your doorbell selling Boy Scout cookies.
Detmer under pressure today. He's been sacked 3 times, hurried 4 times, knocked down 3 times, which, as you just said, Gruden will tell you, is as important as a sack. He's still getting hit.
More so important. You know, the sack, at least it's one play, it's over. But if he keeps on getting hit after every down, I mean, that's when it's going to take his toll.
Looking for points before the end of the half. Detmer over the middle, caught, diving catch, and now incomplete. As Say came down, he lost it, and it's ruled incomplete. What an effort by Say, laying out, and he just could not hang on.
Rotten Say, number 81, watch him right down the middle, right down the seam. Aeneas Williams lays out over the middle. I mean, that's a gutsy receiver. I mean, that's a receiver you like to have on your team, a guy that's going to lay out over the middle for you when you see the safety closing on you at full speed. Zordich and Brian Dawkins.
Say looking for his first catch. They've been throwing at Aeneas Williams here in the first half. Now 2nd and 10 with under 10 seconds to play. Dumped off to Waters. He couldn't hang on. And I'm sure over on the sideline they're wondering who Ricky will blame for that drop.
Well, he's got to blame the guys up front, because watch the pass rush here. Here comes Jameer Miller. I mean, Jameer Miller's there. Seth Joyner's there. I mean, the guy's got to buy him time. That's the thing. You got to protect Ty Detmer. I mean, the West Coast offense, yeah, it's a quick 3-step drop thing, but when you're behind and you're trying to get the ball downfield, you've got to give him time.
Detmer, however, did get it off, and Waters simply dropped it. Now the handoff to Waters. He's inside Arizona territory. And that will be the end of the first half. So Philadelphia tried for points, come up empty, 3 shy at the half. JB and Terry will be along from the Fox Television Center. The Dockers Khakis halftime. Following this, a 3-point Arizona lead. The Eagles a little late getting out of the dressing room from halftime. I can imagine Ray Rhodes went nuts.
Yeah, they had to go pick up. They had to go pick up their butts, because their butts just got chewed out. And that's what happened.
Look at the first half stats on that note. Rushing yards, the Cardinals 53 winning that battle. Passing yards, Arizona from Boomer Esiason slowing down a little, but not totally.
And there's a key right there. The penalties have hurt him. And it also took 3 points away from him, if you remember, on the field goal. And here comes Red Hall. He's just jogging out right now. I mean, he must have really got.
So some of the Eagles straggling out of the locker room as Kevin Butler kicks it away for Arizona. And waiting for it from inside the 10 is Derek Witherspoon. Breaking tackles, took a big hit as he got to the 30. Terry Irving was the one that laid the hit, eventually brought him down. A 22-yard return. Ty Detmer and the Eagles go back to work on offense. The NFC wild card race. See the division leaders up at the top. After today's game, it could be Washington, Philadelphia, and Dallas leading. Dallas leading at the half. Should say losing at the half. And as you look at the wild card race, win today by Arizona puts them at 6-6. And right back into that mix. Something they haven't enjoyed really since they've been here in Arizona. Ricky Waters trying out the right side. He got 5.5, maybe 6.
I can tell by the first play exactly what went on at halftime. The guys were late because they didn't get a chance to do anything. They didn't get a chance to go to the restroom because they were getting screamed at and yelled at. And here comes the tough guy act. Ray Rhodes says, throw everything out the window. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run it down their throat. They line up in 2 tight ends, and they're going to play smash mouth. Say, Ricky Waters, you want the ball? You're going to get the ball. And they're going to line up, and it's going to be tough man's going to win. And Ray Rhodes went in at halftime and challenged these guys.
6-yard gain on first down, 2nd and 4. Smash mouth Waters. Across the front. That wouldn't be a bad nickname, by the way.
Smash mouth, trash mouth. You think a lot of things when you want to talk about what kind of mouth with Ricky Waters. But one thing he can do is he can run the football. And Ray's going to feed it. You know, you got a pony like that, you know, you run that horse till it drops.
See what he did on that first possession. All 7 plays from scrimmage for Philadelphia, and the Eagles took the fumble return and then on offense right into the end zone.
And that's how they're starting this half.
Waters up to 50 yards for the day, and he'll try to tack onto it. Simeon Rice with initial pressure, and then eventually wrapped up by Jameer Miller, and a loss on the play. Right back to the line of scrimmage at best.
What Simeon Rice does here is watch the push up field. He gets on old 80 West. I mean, that's the perimeter. Now, when you're going to run the perimeter, you got to block the perimeter. And Simeon Rice comes up there and takes the tight end and moves him in the backfield. That causes Waters to bounce outside, and then here comes the safety support. And here comes a guy jogging out in the field from the locker room.
They're not all out here yet. 2nd down and 10. Detmer, first pass of the second half, in and out of the hands. He had his receiver Say wide open, and Mark dropped it. So now 3rd and 10 coming up for Detmer and the Eagles. And Say has been held without a reception. This should have been his first.
Well, when you get him pounding the ball, and you got to mix in the plays there somehow. You got to get moving downfield with a pass. And right there was in Say's hand, and he just drops the ball. Now, he was coming back and looking into the sun where the sun's setting, but should have no effect on that pass.
Say no catches. Chris T. Jones, who had 7 catches last week, has none. Detmer is sacked. Brad Otis gets his first as an Arizona Cardinal. And a very slow and weak start for the Eagles here in the second half.
Well, Otis they brought in here to rush the passer, and he's done a fine job of it, number 96. See him get by Joe Panos right there.
4th sack of the day for the Arizona defense, and Hutton will have to punt. End over end punt. Dowdell from just inside the 30. He's tripped up, crosses the 35, and very good field position for Arizona after a 40-yard punt. Arizona has the ball and a 3-point lead.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the Braun Flex Integral, designed to perform better. By MasterCard. MasterCard, it's smart money. By Toyota and their full line of quality cars and trucks. And by Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
Well, the Arizona defense, there's what's his name again? Cliff
and Norm.
Cliff and Norm watching as the Arizona defense came out with a hold.
Is that cactus in his way?
Arizona offense takes over. First down from across their own 35. Leland McElroy picking his way to the 39. William Thomas there to make the stop. How about a McDonald's game break? How about JB?
All right, JB, take a look at Dallas trying to make some headway against the Giants defense. Troy Aikman, 31-9, 39 yards, that is, to Deion Sanders. But Philippi Sparks makes the play, strips the ball, goes back to New York. 13-3, Giants. Back to Joe Buck, Bill Maas.
All right, JB, so there could conceivably be a three-way tie atop the NFC East. However, Dallas has got to get it going. So does Philadelphia. Esiason pulls it down, now throws. Sanders has it stripped, and they'll call it incomplete. That was very close to a catch.
Very close to a fumble.
Yeah, very close to a catch and fumble. Dawkins stripped it, and I am anxious to get a look at this replay.
Watch the protection up front, and that's the first things first. Boomer has all day. There's one fake, and then he throws the ball out. He's standing back there with all kinds of time. One. Nope.
Good call.
Great call. Boy, great job by the field judge.
Dawkins stripped it, and the ball just hopped out before the left foot came down. So the incompletion now 3rd and 8.
Now the Eagles defense trying to answer. Big pressure. Esiason sacked. Mamula was there. Red Hall was the first to get to him, and 3 and out for the Arizona offense. 3rd sack of the day for Philadelphia.
Well, here comes the pressure, and they do it with the 3 guys. Now watch the move in here. It's up, and then Mamula underneath. Red Hall comes up inside. It was a little tackle twist. Red Hall up inside, then Mamula comes underneath him, and that caused a mix-up with the pass protection.
Now Fiegels with the punt. Marseille calls for the fair catch and will take it right at the Philadelphia 30. A 41-yard punt. The Eagles get it right back. Just underway, second half. Arizona out in front by 3. Well, 3rd down has been a problem, Bill Maas, for the Eagles on defense, and today a little better. 1 for 7, 14%. As you can see, their problems over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, they're getting there on 3rd down. When they get in a 3rd down situation, they bring it up. But the problem is that Boomer's been able to move the ball on 1st and 2nd down.
1st and 10 for Philadelphia. They take over on their own 31. They hand to Waters, not much. Tried the middle of the field. Matt Darby was there along with Bernard Wilson for Arizona. He got 2.
And, you know, this mentality where they're coming out and going to try to hammer them and smash it and run it down their throat and all that stuff, you know, I don't know if that's the matchup they want to get into with Arizona. I mean, the guys up front, you got Swan, you got Wilson, you got Eric Hill, Simeon Rice. I mean, I don't know if that's exactly what you want to do to this defense.
Jason Dunn, the tight end, is back in the game, lined up at a wide receiver spot. That pass is caught over the middle of the field. Fryer inside Arizona territory, knocked down at the Arizona 42 by Alexander.
Well, what they do is here's where they get 3 receivers to the same side. There's 2 of them. Now here's the pick in there. Now what they did is they brought Say over into the mix of things to free up Fryer. Now if you don't come running into him and hit him directly, then it's not a penalty. And that's exactly what happened. He just got down in there and made him change his course, the defender. It made him change his course of covering Fryer, and that caught him the opening.
Now on 1st down, the Eagles going to throw over the middle, wide open. Marseille, his first catch, he's down to the 21.
And that's what they have to do. They've got to throw the ball. They've got this West Coast offense. They've got to throw the ball. I don't like the matchup running against this defense because I don't think Philadelphia matches up well against it. Now, I remember Say last time he was the decoy, but watch him this time. This time he just gets behind Miller and then sits right down there in the zone. That's sitting behind the zone of the linebacker.
Good for 21, a 1st down from the Arizona 21. Cardinals showing blitz. Waters can't get away from Eric Hill.
Hey, who can? Eric Hill's everywhere today. He's got about 8-9 tackles. I mean, the guy's just playing out of control. And you look at this matchup, and he really has to because the middle linebacker position against the Eagles is one that you need one to fill the run, which he does here. And then you also have to be able to get back into coverage and coverage the back out.
Eric Hill, one of the league's best in his 8th year out of LSU. 2nd down and 8. Detmer has time, has his receiver Fryer, who's down inside the 10, lays the ball on the ground. It is recovered, and the officials will now talk it over. No ruling has been made, and that's going to be Cardinals ball, unless they say the ground caused the fumble.
All of them were, when they went over there together, and they were looking at each other. I mean, they didn't know who actually saw it and who could make a ruling.
It stays with Philadelphia. The ruling, evidently the ball popped out after Fryer was down.
Well, there's Irving Fryer. He makes the catch, his feet are down. And then here comes the strip in right there. And that ball's out. Seth Joyner ripped that ball out while he was getting spun around. That had nothing to do with the ground. The ball is out right now. That's a fumble, and it should be Arizona's ball right there at the 8.
Bankston came up with a recovery, but it stays with Philadelphia. They have a 1st and goal. They give to Waters, who runs into a wall. Now he loses the football. No ruling made yet. They say he's down as Bernard Wilson came away with it.
Watch the play right here by Otis, number 96. Watch him come underneath and just fill that thing. He just steps around the center slot and comes in the middle. He's almost like a linebacker the way he steps around. He wraps the thing up, and that ball's out too.
Ball.
That ball is out. That's 2 fumbled balls down there.
Fake the reverse. Detmer throws complete, but for not much to the tight end Ed West. Wrapped up by the safety Matt Darby.
You know, you want to talk about how a young team has grown and how they evolved. Earlier in the season, the Cardinals would have fallen apart. And there's a couple times now where the calls haven't gone their way, and they could have come back up and said, oh, geez, oh, darn, and just fallen apart. But there was clearly a fumble. It should have been their ball. And then they come back the next play and try to strip it out again. And then they come back this play. Now they got 3rd and goal.
3rd and
goal from the 7. Batted down, Bernard Wilson. And the Arizona defense, despite 2 calls that could have gone their way, holds Philadelphia out of the end zone. They'll force the field goal.
Yeah, this Cardinals defense is a tough group. Watch him get his hands up. He gets the push, gets his hand up on a 3-step drop, and that's what you're taught to do. When you play a 3-step drop quarterback, push that pocket, and then when you see him starting to deliver the ball, get your hands up.
25-yard try from Gary Anderson. Good snap, good hold. Chip shot for Anderson is good, and we are tied. A couple of breaks for Philadelphia. Crowd doesn't like it here at Sun Devil Stadium. Ray Rhodes and the Eagles do. They've tied it here in the 3rd quarter.
Who survived them? Close call, cheating death. Monday on Nonstop Fox.
Well, there was 2 fumbles. The first one, Irving Fryer's catch, and Seth Joyner. Watch the ball come out way before Irving Fryer is on the ground. That's complete fumble. Now, on this one, you're going to watch, and the ball's going to pop out just as this knee here hits the ground, but the ball's out. So that's a judgment call, but there was 2 calls that definitely should have been, and one could have been a fumble, and instead it's 3 points for the Eagles.
And a tie game as Leland McElroy takes the Gary Anderson kickoff across the 35. And again, good field position for Arizona. It's been a problem all year. They'll start at their own 36. This Thursday, the battle for the NFC East title will be on the line as the Redskins travel to Texas to take on the Cowboys.
You talk about my favorite day. I mean, that's the flopping holiday of the year. You get the turkey, and then you have the couch and the games.
You flop, you watch a little football on Fox as you watch Rob Moore take the throw from Boomer Esiason. Wrapped up by Bobby Taylor just short of a first down.
I mean, you flop and you gorge yourself and you say hi to the relatives and the kids and let them play outside, and then you get on the couch and then you eat some more and you're watching Fox, of course, the games are on, and it's back up at halftime. You know, you get a little bit more leftovers. And then you keep those leftovers all week. You always make 5 times more than you need, so you have some for the weekend because it's football weekend.
Larry Centers, evidently a big day in your life.
Oh, huge.
Larry Centers took the handoff and was brought down right at the marker. Believe he got enough for a first down for the Cardinals. Just to finish our business, since you went on your soliloquy there, our coverage will begin on Thursday, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific.
And I know exactly where I'll be. The couch, and then it's the lounge chair, then the couch, and then the lounge chair, and it's Fox, and it's turkey legs. And that's just the way it has to be.
It's a first down as Centers got enough, and a fresh set of downs for Arizona. So a first down for the Cardinals from their own 47. Tie game, 13 apiece, with 5:45 and counting remaining in the third quarter. Esiason over the middle, wide open. That's Larry Centers, and he's down to the 45, his second catch of the day.
You know, Boomer Esiason, you know, he's been up and down. You know his career. You know he went to the Super Bowl with Cincinnati. Then he was in New York, and it didn't work out there. But Vince Tobin, he sat him down earlier in this year, and he went with Kent Graham because he said, he told Boomer, I just needed a spark. I haven't lost confidence in you. I just, at that point, there was something I had to do.
That's McElroy, good enough for a first down. So the Cardinals moving the ball down the field on Philadelphia.
Any way they want. I mean, they're a little bit pass, and then they get McElroy involved in it. But back to Vince, you know, then Kent got hurt, and I asked him, I said, was there any thought of getting Stoney Case involved? He said, never. I never thought to put Stoney Case in there. I knew Boomer was the guy to go to. I never lost confidence in him. And he said the reason he's doing so well is because this offense is playing much better.
First down, Esiason has to scramble. Hit hard and forced out of bounds at the 36. Ryan Dawkins got the hit. And a little skirmish breaks out over on the sideline.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Red Hall, you got to be careful when a quarterback, or anybody, but especially a quarterback, when you're out of bounds there, you can't get that extra shot in. Watch Boomer. I mean, he's going to challenge him. That's a 13-year guy going against a rookie. I mean, but that's when you've got a hot quarterback, you're throwing the ball, and he's doing those things for you. The other guys respond.
Larry Centers on second down and 3. Into the secondary and down inside the 15.
And now I'm talking about the other guys respond. That's what I'm talking about. When your quarterback is throwing the ball like he has been the last 3 weeks, and then he comes up and he runs and he puts his head down. Look, all these other guys are blocking like crazy. They're giving extra effort. Here's Larry Centers down the field, rumbling and bumbling some more.
He got 24 and a first down.
He's not fumbling, though. That's a key.
Centers again, wrapped up in the backfield. Kevin Johnson, Red Hall, there to meet him, and a play from the Eagle defense that they desperately needed. The word on LaShawn Johnson, he is available. It is a coaching decision why he is not in the game. We've seen a lot of Leland McElroy, and lately a lot of handoffs to Larry Centers. Centers 5 carries for 40 yards. Second down and 10. Esiason slings it in the flat, caught by Sanders, well short of a first down. Bobby Taylor made the stop, and a third and a handful coming up, 3rd and 4 for Arizona.
And you talk about Boomer. I mean, this is why they're winning. Watch, they have a blitz off the corner over here by Zordich. Then you got Willie Thomas looping over here in his face, and he stands in the face of pressure, and he finds his receiver.
He found Sanders, good for 6, and a 3rd and 4. Out of the shotgun. Mamula may have jumped too soon into the end zone, incomplete, and another flag comes down in the secondary.
Yeah, and that's going to be pass interference. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to decline the offside penalty.
There are 3 different sets of flags, a total of 5 flags on the field right now.
I think that's everyone you can possibly throw, isn't it?
I think so. Anymore, and the officials are throwing hats and bean bags and microphones. There are flags all over the field.
It's going to be half the distance.
Ron Bloom will sort it out, but there is no doubt that at the start of the play, Mike Mamula jumped too soon. Now, just as Ron Bloom was going to make the announcement, he talks to another official.
59 defense. Penalties decline. 12 men on the field. Defense. That penalty's accepted. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat third down.
Oh, you know, they're having enough problems defense, but then you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's not good. Believe me, they're mad over on that sidelines.
But with the penalty, Arizona is still short of a first down. Now the officials are going to talk it over again. They have 3rd and 1. And I believe the officials are going to talk about where the ball should be spotted.
Started the clock. Please set the clock to 2:28. We had an incomplete forward pass on the play.
So resetting the clock, and 3rd and a very short 1 coming up for Arizona. So the penalty did not give the automatic first down. Half the distance, about a yard short.
And that's the quarterback's territory.
Larry Centers ran into a wall, and I would be shocked if they give it to him. He didn't even come close.
Boy, that is Joe Kelly just filled that hole. He sniffed that thing out before the handoff even took place. And a lot of times when you get down there, that's why you got to take your quarterback and go off one of the guards. There he is. Watch the fill. Did you see him skate down the line of scrimmage and look for the hole to fill? And that was a big play by Kelly.
Willis was in there as well, so both Kelly and Willis were in on that play. And on the goal line stand, which is what that was in essence, a stop on 3rd down, and the Arizona Cardinals are having a tough time getting their field goal unit onto the field. That's Anthony Redmond on late, and a delay of game penalty will be called against Arizona. So they had 3rd and a very short 1. Centers is hammered, and with this flag it will march the ball back near the 10. So each sideline has been a bit confused here late in the 3rd quarter. The ball is just inside the Philadelphia 10. So about a 27-yard try coming from Kevin Butler. He is hit from 22 and 36 today. He's had 1 blocked.
And they don't have those guys stacked. They're playing a defense behind them. They don't have the all-out rush on. They're playing a fake.
Butler is good from 27. His 3rd field goal of the day, and Arizona jumps back out in front. They'll kick it back to Philadelphia when we come back.
100 feet below water. That tunnel is sealed. The only way out.
We are not leaving in here!
Is together. Daylight. Rated PG-13. Daylight breaks December 6th.
Under a yard. The reason I said this is quarterback sneak area right there. Look at the distance between the defensive tackles here. That's a lot of room for him to get behind his guard and go. And the depth of the linebackers. I mean, so then they run it and then watch Willis fill the hole. And Kelly. And that was a great fill on their part. But when your linebackers are deep like that and it's 3rd and about a yard for the first down, I mean, you should have just gone right behind your center, run right upfield there. The defensive tackles were split, and you would have picked up a first down.
Instead, they come away with 3 points on the 27-yarder from Kevin Butler. Looks like Boomer Esiason's looking into a mirror when Kent Graham is face to face with him. And here's Kevin Butler about to kick it away back to Philadelphia. Derek Witherspoon is the deepest for the Eagles. And he will take it from near the 2. Witherspoon crosses the 20, bounces it outside. He crossed the 30 where he's wrapped up by Anthony Edwards at the 32. A 32-yard return from Witherspoon. Philly gets it back down 3. Monday witnessed some of the most horrifying accidents ever caught on tape. You won't believe anybody could survive them, but they did. And you'll see how on the all-new special Close Calls, Cheating Death, Monday at 9 Eastern, 8 Central on Nonstop Fox. What do you want to say?
Horrifying accidents. I mean, that could have been us. We could have been on that the way you drive a golf cart.
I knew you had something.
That is horrifying.
First down for Philadelphia. They take over at their own 32. Play action to Waters. Detmer all day. That's as far as he can throw it, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Aeneas Williams. His 5th of the year and his 20th interception since the start of '94, the most in the NFL.
Freddie Solomon is who's the ball intended for. He's got a slant pattern up the middle, but watch, Aeneas Williams comes from his left corner position when the ball's in the air and just covers his second half of the deep zone. Great read on the ball. I mean, when you throw it up for grabs like that far downfield, Aeneas saw the play develop and had plenty of time to get over there.
That now should read 20. 20 interceptions from Aeneas Williams since the start of '94. The most in the National Football League.
Hey, you talk about Aeneas. I mean, we talked to him yesterday. He is a focused guy. I mean, he's a guy that, I mean, just talking to him, you know, he's like in a trance, like some kind of meditation. You talk to him. Yes, I'm ready to play this game. Yes, I know Chris T. Jones's moves. Irving Fryer's a very good receiver. I mean, he is just so into what he has to do. And I asked him, I said, you know, you seem real focused. Has it been tough over your career to stay focused with everything going on around you? And he said, no, it's just what I got to do. It's how I prepare.
McElroy looking for daylight, finds nothing. He gets to the 25. And a third down coming up for Arizona. They've thrown at Williams today, but he has that interception. They've completed 3 on Aeneas. Nobody works harder on this Arizona team than Williams, and it pays off.
Yeah, that's what the guys, they all say the same thing. Hey, you know, Aeneas, you see him out there. He's there before practice doing studying. He's there after practice running on the field. And, you know, when you're doing all those extra things, that's what makes you stand apart from the rest of the guys in the bunch.
He's been to the Pro Bowl 2 times. His interception gives the ball back to Arizona. We have played 3 quarters with the Eagles trailing by 3. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after this from your local station. Start of the 4th quarter here in Tempe, Arizona, Sun Devil Stadium. Aeneas Williams has been doing it his entire NFL career. Doesn't matter what the record is, what the score is, this guy works. He just picked off Ty Detmer. Detmer throwing the interception, his 6th pick of the season. Phillies turn the ball over twice. 3rd down and 5 for Arizona. Esiason hit as he throws, and it's caught. Good enough for a first down. Rob Moore is over 100 yards for the day. And what a throw from Esiason.
Yeah, he got the ball off under pressure, and what a great catch by Rob Moore. He had to adjust and actually come back to that thing and was thrown low and to the sideline. See them make the adjustment and find the ball, because he saw Boomer was under all that pressure and did everything he could to get the ball out of his hands.
Moore, 6 catches, 115 yards. McElroy over the left side, not much. Heart of the defensive front for Philadelphia was there. Fuller was in on it along with Joe Kelly as McElroy got 2.
You know, and Bobby Taylor, you know, he's had the responsibility of covering Moore. And that's been tough for him. And you know, I told you that Bobby's a guy that when he can get matched up and be physical with somebody and stay with them, he does a fine job. But what he has problems with is the moves.
Approaching the 200-yard level is Esiason, 2nd and 8. All day for Esiason. Absolutely no pressure. Esiason throws and it's incomplete. Sanders, the intended receiver, but the offensive line for Arizona, which doesn't feature a lot of big names, is taking care of the Philadelphia pass rush.
No, watch Joe Wolf here. And there's Carter in there at tight end. He's the chipper. He's helping out as well. I mean, that's William Fuller. And William Fuller's no slouch. He has a lot of sacks and a lot of quarterback pressures in his career.
Fuller with 7 sacks this season. Extra defensive backs into the game for the Eagles on 3rd and 8. Esiason, plenty of time to the sideline. It's caught again by Rob Moore. So Bobby Taylor, who in years past has shut down the likes of Michael Irvin and others, is having a rough day against Rob Moore.
And you can't get any passing done without the guys up front. Watch Lomas Brown. He gets a piece of Mamula, and Selby comes over there and just gives him a shot along with Red Hall. I mean, you talk about these guys. Selby's in there for Duval Love.
On 1st down, LaShawn Johnson back into the game. He got hit, lost the football. And I believe they ruled Johnson down. They did, even though Farmer came away with it for Philadelphia.
Well, I'm talking about the guys up front and blocking. They get everybody involved. There's LaShawn Johnson. And I can't tell whether the ball came out from that angle or not before he was down. There's a helmet that knocks it out. Yeah, he looks like he held on to it when his knee was down.
Dawkins put the hit on him. Now Centers tries the center of the offensive line. Making the stop is Hollis Thomas. First time we've said his name today.
Yeah, and that's because of the offensive line. I really think that that's been the key to all the good things that have been happening for the Cardinals. Yeah, Boomer's lighting it up, throwing for all kinds of yards. But you can't do that without pass protection. And the runs that they are able to get, you see they're attacking the perimeter outside, and then they come back and they can run it up the middle. I mean, this group, I said Selby, he's in there. Rob Selby's in for Duval Love, who's out. And then Aaron Graham's in for hurt Mike Devlin at center.
Defense jumps again. Mamula quick again. And on a free play, the pass is incomplete, and we'll check the flag. It's 3rd and 4. So if it's against Mamula, it would be enough for an Arizona first down. And it evidently is.
And I don't think Rob Moore knew who was offside because he stopped. And then after he stopped and Boomer threw the ball out there for him, he knew that he made a mistake.
Offside, 59 defense, 5 yards.
What you try to do offensively is when you have a blatant offsides like Mamula was, is you take advantage of it. Now Mamula's over here. They flop him. They bring him over to the right side, and he jumps, and Red Hall jumps in the middle as well. But watch, up top, Mamula, there's Mamula to the right side. He's way in the backfield before the snap. But Rob Moore stopped in his route. I mean, that's a free shot downfield. You can't stop.
Now on 1st down, Esiason underneath. Carter is absolutely wide open. Pat Carter inside the 10, collared out of bounds at the 8 by Dawkins. 36-yard completion to Pat Carter.
Well, when you have a rookie playing linebacker, you're going to get rookie mistakes, and that's Ray Farmer. Ray Farmer stands right there, and he never gets back and picks up Pat Carter, the tight end who came across. Rob Moore took Bobby Taylor downfield and then started blocking him.
Now Centers, a quick hitter. He got maybe one. The chain gang couldn't even get downfield before the Cardinals ran another play. And it will be 2nd and goal for Arizona from around the 7-yard line. Seven Philadelphia penalties for 70 yards. The latest Philadelphia penalty giving the Cardinals a first down, then the completion. Now the play action. Esiason in the backfield. Throws. Carter. Touchdown.
What a throw by Boomer Esiason. You talk about when you get hot. Mike Zordich can't believe it. I mean, sometimes you just have to unbutton your chin strap and say, what the heck? I mean, the guy's hot. I mean, when you're hot, you're hot. There's absolutely nothing else you can do about it. Willie Thomas is draped around him. He is almost horizontal to the ground as he throws that ball.
And to make it a 10-point Arizona lead, Kevin Butler is on to tack on the extra point. Good snap, good hold. Hits the upright, and the extra point is no good. That's the first extra point missed by Butler since he's joined the Cardinals. Boomer Esiason has joined the Cardinals. There is nobody in the NFL any hotter than Boomer.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Nissan, who reminds you that life is a journey. Enjoy the ride. By 7-Eleven. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven. By Microsoft Software. Where do you want to go today? And by Sony Big Screen TV.
Fans of Arizona State are thinking national championship around here. They don't watch out, they're going to start thinking NFC playoffs. Trying to get to the 500 mark. It's a 9-point lead. Butler kicks to Witherspoon from near the 10. Witherspoon to the 30 and beyond. Wrapped up at the 32 and back to that incredible throw by Esiason.
And that's exactly what it is. It was an incredible throw. Fake handoff, bootleg. Willie Thomas doesn't buy it. Now watch the stiff arm, and then he throws the ball as he's going backwards. Zordich actually tipped the ball, but it was right into the hands of Carter. I mean, if it wasn't a bad throw, if it wasn't short, and if he wasn't getting drugged down by Thomas, the ball could have been picked off because Zordich was that close to him. But it was the fact that Carter had to come back because the ball was bobbling that he was able to catch it and make a touchdown.
First and 10 from their own 32. Eagles trailing by 9, setting up a screen to Ricky Waters. Has blocking, has a first down, and he's to midfield.
Yeah, Boomer, and you talk about it, I mean, he said it. You heard him say it. You know, sometimes when these things happen, it's just you're in the zone. It just things happen, and for some unknown reason, you throw the ball. It's like a 7-on-7 drill. He throws it, and somebody catches it, and it's a touchdown. And for the last 3 weeks, that's been his story.
That last screen pass to Waters was good for 18, a first down just short of midfield for the Eagles. To the sideline, complete. That's Mark Say. Good effort by Say to get inside the Arizona 45. A Dallas Cowboy update on a McDonald's game break. Back to JB at our Fox Television Center.
Joe and Bill upset in the making at the Meadowlands. Dave Brown play action to Brian Kozlowski. His first catch of the year, first career touchdown. 20-6 the Giants over Dallas. Back to Joe Buck and Bill Maas.
Well, as you look at the NFC East, all three at the top of the division could lose today, and Washington could hang on to first place. Detmer to the sideline, caught Irving Fryer.
Well, things progress as they're happening right now in that division. After this game, Cardinals could be one game out of a tie for second place. I mean, it's a crazy competitive division, and even the worst team in the division, the Giants, have really emerged and evolved as the season has gone on, especially defensively.
A first down for Philadelphia. They need 2 scores. They trail by 9. Plenty of time remaining. But can they get into the end zone, and can they figure out a way to stop Esiason and the Cardinal offense? Detmer dumps it off to the tight end, Dunn. He has a ton of room. Jason Dunn inside the 5, out of bounds at the 4, knocked out of bounds by Brent Alexander.
Well, you asked the question, can they find a way to do it? And that's what they got to do. They got to get the tight end involved. I mean, that's something they haven't done all day. I mean, we've seen them try to go to their guy Fryer. Okay, we'll watch right here. This is going to be him. He's going to be over here, and he comes over to the right, crosses the field. Now, Eric Hill gets a jam on him, but he doesn't get him stopped. And he just continues with his route. I mean, that's another guy they talk about, Jason Dunn, up-and-coming star.
They need to get a tight end going in this West Coast offense, a vital part of it. This is Waters, bouncing it outside. Touchdown, Philadelphia. That's his second of the day, and right now, it's a 3-point game with the extra point coming up. That was good from 4 yards out.
And how many plays was that? I mean, it was a matter of 4 or 5 plays, and you're downfield, and they're in the end zone.
It was a 5-play drive, capped on the touchdown run by Waters.
Remarkable. And this is an offense we haven't seen anything like this in the fourth quarter. I remember in Buffalo, they had a big fourth quarter drive, came up short.
Last week against Washington, they came up short.
Big fourth quarter effort, and now we're back on the fourth quarter run again.
This time they're in Arizona. Now they trail by 2. 22-20 Arizona.
Goes one-on-one with JB, and guess who's doing the play-by-play?
Man, he ran over you like a woman at a shoot sale.
Married with children tonight.
The key play of that 5-play drive for Philadelphia, the 32-yard completion from Detmer to Jason Dunn. Dunn now has 12 catches on the year, 6 of them for 20 yards or more. And then from 4 yards out, Ricky Waters again into the end zone. The extra point was good, and it's a 2-point Arizona lead. 22-20, and Gary Anderson kicks it away. From inside the 5, it's Dowdell. Plenty of room on this side of the field. Penalty flag on the play as Griffin brings down Dowdell as he crossed the 30, and we'll check the flag. The initial preliminary indication is it's against Philadelphia, which would be another costly penalty and their 8th of the day.
Personal foul, illegal low block on the return, 93 defense. 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
Penalties will kill you, and the Eagles can explain that. 8 today, and seems like every one has hurt him.
Well, that's Darian Connor, and what that is blocking low. You think, well, why would a defender guy block? Well, what he did was when you come down and bust up the wedge, you cannot go down low to bust up the wedge. You can't come flying downfield and go into the wedge and take out everybody's knees. You have to remain up top and try to blow that thing up by standing up.
85 penalty yards for Philadelphia. Larry Centers hesitated, got to midfield. He got 3. Another Dallas update. Boy, they're putting JB to work back at the Fox Television Center.
Joe Buck, you use the adjective costly. Here's something costly for Dallas. Aikman looking for Deion Sanders going deep. Instead, picked off by Percy Ellsworth. 5th turnover by Dallas. Take it back to Joe Buck and Bill Maas.
5 turnovers for Dallas, a couple for Philadelphia today. Only 1 for Arizona, and it came on the first possession of the afternoon. That is complete to Rob Moore. What a day he's had. He's down inside the 35. What a day he's had.
You know, really, they've done, I'm telling you, Jim Fossil's done an excellent job with their offense of mixing things up. Now, watch the motion and watch them come over here and create 3 receivers. There's 3 receivers. And watch them spread out all over the place. And then right there, Sanders comes out and settles down at the 40. That's hard to defend.
Another running play to Centers. He got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. The safety, Brian Dawkins, was first to hit him. There's Jim Fossil, the offensive coordinator for Vince Tobin.
And remember we said earlier, he said his philosophy was to throw away the thoughts of this guy can't do that. Hey, you know, they got the ball to Carter, the tight end. And they're getting the ball downfield to a set. They're running the ball with Centers. And they're getting the other wide receivers involved, Anthony Edwards and Marcus Dowdell. He said, I'm tired of these guys. Yeah, just do it.
2nd down and 10. Esiason throws to no man's land. Rob Moore continued straight up the field. Esiason threw the out. 3rd and 10 coming up.
And even though all the bad things that have happened to Philadelphia, you know, they've had the misfortunes on defense. They haven't been getting a pass rush, and on offense, things haven't clicked well for them. I mean, they're still in this game. And that turnover at the beginning of the game for a touchdown has really been a key factor, plus the 3 points on the fumble that should have been.
Right now, they are on the edge of field goal range for Kevin Butler. 3rd down and 10. Ball resting at the Philadelphia 32. Esiason over the middle. Penalty flag on the play as Sanders makes the catch. Good enough for a first down, but it's coming back.
Yeah, they brought the house. They brought everybody that time. I think what you're going to have is you're going to get Anthony Redmond on the hold.
Holding, 60 offense, 10 yards, repeat 3rd down.
Anthony Redmond wears number 60. Guilty, and that takes a completion off the board for Esiason and a first down.
Yeah, well, sometimes I see they got everybody up, the safeties, the linebackers, Boomer's making the calls. And they say, oh, gosh, block him. Who do I block? So he steps out. He looks over here and he looks there, but he gets his hand out there on Vincent and tries to pull him down. But did you see the indecision in his step? I mean, that's because you got a guy lined up over top of you, and then on the right side of him is a corner, and you know he's blitzing. So sometimes you just got to use those hands.
Now 3rd down and 20. Esiason flushed out, has to throw it, does throw it, completes it to Sanders. Inside the 20 with an Arizona first down. Don Griffin, one of the extra defensive backs, beaten on the play. A 25-yard completion to Sanders. No penalty flag on the play as Larry Centers tried the right side.
Watch what they're doing. They move down there. They catch them sulking. The defenders are sulking, saying, oh, geez, we rushed, and then Boomer scrambled out, and he threw the ball down there. And they mill around in the huddle, and then they come down there, the Cardinals.
You see, I was just going to say, excuse me, they've just thrown the flag now because the Eagles had too many men on the field, but they just threw it now. The Eagles couldn't get off the field in time.
Well, that's because of the quick count they're using. I mean, they're running this offense well. Jim Fassel, like I said, he's been doing a great job. They've mixed up the snap count. They've waited. They taped the clock down.
On defense, 5 yards, repeat first down.
They've let the clock run down so that they could see their blitzes, show it, and they could get a pre-snap read. They've come out and they've quick counted them. I mean, they've done an excellent job offensively using that. And the guy in charge of it all, obviously, is Fassel, but on the field is Boomer. You can do that with a veteran quarterback.
First down and 5. And Esiason, a delayed handoff to Larry Centers. Wrapped up, brought down at the 15. He lost a couple, maybe as many as 3 yards on that run. Good pressure up front by the Eagles defense. A loss of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 7 coming up, and the Eagles defense now, as you look at Butler, is trying to keep Arizona out of the end zone. It's a 2-point Cardinal lead. We welcome those of you who have been watching the Giants in Dallas. Surprising goings on at the Meadowlands. Same could be said here. Sanders underneath on 2nd down and 7. Brought down short of a first down. A 3rd and short coming up for Arizona. You look at Esiason, he's doing it again, Bill. 3rd straight week, but this completion is unbelievable.
Well, that exemplifies everything he's been doing. He's been so hot the last 3 weeks, and he told about it. You know, he talked about he's in the zone, and then Philadelphia marches right back down the field. Typical of their 4th quarter attempts of comebacks the last 3 weeks, and they get in the end zone only on 5 plays. Now they're back in the situation where Arizona has marched down the field again on Boomer Esiason, and that again, Joe, on that play on 2nd and 10. They had the blitz in his face, and he stayed in there, faced the pressure, and found the open receiver.
What a second half for Boomer Esiason. And because of the way the Cardinals have been able to move the ball down the field, quick counts, no huddle offense at times, Philadelphia has had to burn a timeout to get the right defense on the field for 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and they've had 2 penalties for too many men on the field. They've gotten caught out there with 12 men on the field because of Boomer rushing them. You're using a little bit of the stuff he used in Cincinnati.
2 tight ends in the game for Arizona. 3rd and a long 1 for the Cardinals. Leading by 2, they're going to throw. Esiason, plenty of time, throws to the tight end Carter. He has a first down inside the Philadelphia 5. Pat Carter has had a huge day catching throws from Boomer Esiason.
And that's part of the philosophy Fossil's installed in these guys. Pat Carter, everybody talks about, he's a heck of a blocking tight end. We talked to Ray Rhodes yesterday, and he said, boy, I'll tell you what, he said, Pat Carter is one of the best blocking tight ends in the league, but he can't catch the ball. I'm worried about Johnny McWilliams coming in, number 87 at tight end. He can catch the ball. McWilliams hasn't been in there to catch passes. They've been throwing the ball to Carter today, and he's been very effective.
There are the numbers from Esiason. Arizona moving in again. 1st and goal from the 4. Centers. Not much. And any success Arizona has had during this possession has been through the air. Timeout on the field. We'll take a break. Philadelphia spends their 2nd timeout. Thanksgiving Day. The battle for the NFC East title will be on the line as the Redskins travel to Texas, take on the Cowboys. Then on Sunday, the Giants at Philadelphia, Arizona at Minnesota. The top 3 teams in the NFC East could lose today if Arizona can hang on. While those 3 teams are losing, Arizona has a chance to get to the 500 mark, have a record of 6-6. 2nd down and goal from the 3. Centers, tries the right side, won't get it. Brian Dawkins, who has been so active from his free safety spot up to make the hit. And Philadelphia will spend their final timeout.
Well, watch what happens. They have 2 fullbacks in the game. Cedric Smith is in there and centers. And then when they motion the backfield set to one side, the linebackers slid over there as well.
6th tackle of the day for Dawkins. 3rd and goal when we come back. Eagles have no timeouts left. Well, it's very simple for Philadelphia. Keep Arizona out of the end zone. Give your team a chance. Arizona punches it in. Most likely it. Right now, it's a 2-point Cardinal lead. 2:49 remaining. Philadelphia with no timeouts left. Just the 2-minute warning and a 3rd and goal from the 2.
And this is the play right here for Philadelphia.
Esiason throws. Touchdown, Arizona. Larry Centers. Ray Rhodes and the Eagles came in to Tempe having lost their last 2 games, both at home. Needing a win desperately here against the 5-6 Arizona Cardinals. And it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Butler missed his last extra point try. Bad snap and a good hold by Fiegels, the punter. The extra point is good, and it's a 9-point game. 11-play drive covering 53 yards. And on this toss, Arizona tries to wrap up its 6th win of the year.
Ryan Dawkins, free safety, number 20. He has got the responsibility of getting into the flat. Watch, he slips and falls, and centers is wide open.
Into the end zone for the touchdown. The extra point was good. Now Butler kicks it away. Back to Philadelphia. This is Witherspoon from around the 6-yard line. Missed tackle. Witherspoon needing a big return and getting it into the open field may go. Derek Witherspoon down the sideline. Inside the 20. Inside the 10. Goodbye. No flags, and this is a game again. "95 yards from Witherspoon. That is his second kickoff return for a touchdown this season, but none bigger than this one. An extra point would make it a 2-point game, and then you have to think onside kick.
Well, that's the youth of this team. Now watch the coverage breakdown. Witherspoon, it's a squib kick. There's a missed tackle there, and then another one right here. That's Tito Paul had a shot at him, and then he gets back out to the sidelines and is ahead of Anthony Edwards, 95 yards, and there's the extra point.
From Gary Anderson to make it a 2-point game. Third of his career, second this year, and it's 29-27 Arizona. I know a couple of stations just joined us. What you've missed is quite a lot. The Arizona offense has marched all over the Philadelphia defense. Their latest drive sparked by a 25-yard completion to Frank Sanders on 3rd and 20. Their last 3 possessions have all gone over 5 minutes, have all been over 10 plays. It's resulted in 2 touchdowns and a field goal. However, all that aside, it's a 2-point game, and the Eagles about ready to try an onside kick to get the ball back. Tonight on Fox, following football, it's Married with Children, The Simpsons, Ned and Stacy, and all new X-Files. All that except on the West Coast tonight right here on Fox.
You know, one of the things you look back in the game, and they had that mixed extra point. Remember when Aaron Graham got blown out of there, Joe Kelly on the blocked extra point? I mean, now you look at this and you think it could come back and haunt them. But on the kickoff, on a squib kick, the idea of that is your ball's going to roll around down there. There's going to be some indecision in fielding it. It gives your defenders time to run down there and get around them. But it was just lax effort on the coverage unit of the Cardinals. And when you're up by 9 points and there's 2 minutes left and you have a youthful group like that, those things can occur. But Witherspoon said, hey, heck, I'm going to find a way to take this ball in my hands and turn this thing around, and he did.
Second for Witherspoon this season, second in his career of 3 against Arizona. And now Anderson will try the onside kick. Philadelphia, no timeouts remaining. It hops up, and penalty flag on the play as it headed out of bounds. Jason Dunn had a chance at it, a perfect onside kick from Anderson, and it went right through Dunn's hands. Ron Bloom is our referee. He will try to sort it out.
Well, the penalty marker's back down there around the offsides area. And that's something that if you don't practice that regularly, it's a tough thing to get into the flow of.
Offside, 87 to the kicking team. That penalty is declined. The short free kick, last touch by the kickers. It's a 5-yard penalty. Free kick from the 25-yard line.
So they get another chance at the onside kick, and it was done offside. He nearly came up with his kick from Anderson.
Yeah, when your kicker has to, you see that, and now he's across the line of scrimmage already. He was the guy closest to the sidelines. And also the guy with a shot at catching it right there, too.
Right through his hands. And he'll get another chance. The ball will be marked and kicked back at the 25-yard line. And remember, Philadelphia, even if they get the ball back, no timeouts remaining.
And that's because the ball went out of bounds, and the last unit to touch it was the kicking team.
Here we go again. Off the hands of a Cardinal, picked up by Philadelphia. Down the sideline. Thomas gone, and now they've called the play back. back near the 44-yard line. It will belong to Philadelphia, but there will be no touchdown. Philadelphia gets the ball back, recovered by one of the extra defensive backs, Johnny Thomas, but the ball will be spotted near the Philadelphia 44.
You want to talk about an onside kick and how to execute it. That's how you do it. Watch 41 right here, Johnny Thomas. He gets down there right about where the ball would be, gets a hand on it and pulls it in. And he's off to the races.
So from the spot of the recovery, Philadelphia will take it with a first down. No timeouts remaining, trailing by 2 points. 1st and 10 from their own 44.
The key is on that onside kick is that bounce. Where the ball bounces. The kicker tries to get that ball to bounce right in front of the receivers so that it gains height and gets up in the air.
On first down, Detmer to throw. Steps up, airs it out, overshoots everyone. And here are the Eagles again, Bill Maas, with a chance. They have the ball. They trail late in the 4th quarter. What gave the Eagles this opportunity down by 2? Here's Derek Witherspoon, his 2nd kickoff return for a touchdown this season. 95 yards.
And today the special teams play for the Eagles has been superb. Now it's been haunting them in the past 4 or 5 weeks.
2nd and 10 from their own 44. Big pressure. Detmer gets rid of it. Penalty flags on the incomplete pass thrown toward Ricky Waters.
And that's going to be on McKenzie, the center, because they blitzed there. They brought Seth Joyner up the middle, and they also brought Eric Swan on a slant stunt, and McKenzie just had to pull somebody down.
Holding 63 offense, 10 yards, repeat 2nd down.
So the Eagles get the onside kick, recovered by Johnny Thomas. You can't advance the onside kick. They take over. And now on 2nd down and 20, after the 11th Philadelphia penalty of the day for over 100 yards, the Eagles a long way to go and not much time to do it. Detmer throws, finds his man. That's Solomon. He falls forward for a first down. 2-minute warning. No timeouts remaining for Philadelphia. They have a first down inside the Arizona 45. They're shooting for a first-place tie in the NFC East today. Well, what more do you want out of the NFC East? Here's what we do know. Washington lost today in overtime at home to San Francisco, 19-16. Dallas lost at the Giants. They are 7-5. What we don't know is what's going to happen between Philadelphia and Arizona. A wild day here in Tempe, and Gary Anderson, the veteran, a smile on his face, hoping to get a chance. No timeouts left. 2 minutes to go. The ball resting on the Arizona 44. Detmer ready to dump it off to Ricky Waters. The cutback. Shooting for out of bounds, and he's there out of bounds with a first down at the Arizona 31.
And that's the same play we saw that ignited their drive earlier in the 4th quarter that got them down there for the touchdown. It's just screenplay. They had man-to-man coverage on the field, and it came at a great time because what they did was Ty sit back in the pocket. Here comes Ricky, flares out to the flat, and then he gets some linemen out in front of him. And the defenders are all downfield covering up the receivers.
That was good for 13 yards and a first down. Detmer to put it up again over the middle. It's the fullback Turner. He's to the 20. They are in field goal range for Anderson. Seth Joyner there to make the stop. Gary Anderson does not have the leg he once had. His career long is 55 yards, which came in 1984 while with Pittsburgh. However, from 40 yards in that range, he is deadly. First down and 10 from the 20. Ricky Waters falls forward for a yard, maybe 2. Eric Swan there to make the stop. And now a timeout will be called for by Arizona.
And that's a smart thing to do. I mean, force the timeouts. Use them up because you're going to have to get the ball back in your possession. Now, Philadelphia, they don't have any timeouts left, and they don't need any. They can let the clock run down because they can kick a field goal with a couple seconds left to go and win this game.
Arizona calling the timeout, leading by 2, hoping to, if Anderson is able to kick the field goal, have time to do something. Tonight on Fox, following football, Married with Children, The Simpsons, Ned and Stacy, and an all-new X-Files, except on the West Coast. All coming up tonight on Fox. Folks, this game is presented by authority of the National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use is telecast without the express written consent of the Cardinals and the NFL is prohibited. 2nd down and 9. To keep the ball on the ground, Ricky Watters picking his way to the 17. Timeout called for by Arizona. Now they have only 1 timeout remaining. And 1:03 to go in this one, with Arizona out in front by 2.
And again, that was a smart call. They're going to have to use all their timeouts. They're going to have to use it after this play as well, because that clock's just going to keep on running.
Eric Witherspoon, number 31, the one to really set this all up.
He put him back in the game.
95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. That was followed by the onside kick by Anderson, an offside penalty. They got another chance. They recover it. Johnny Thomas, you can't advance the onside kick, so they took over. They've marched it down the field. A big completion to Freddie Solomon, who came into this game with only 1 catch all year. He has 3 big ones today. Now 3rd and 7. From the 17, Watters trying to get the ball into the middle of the field. He does it. He is inside the 15-yard line. It looked like a couple of punches were thrown. And the last thing either side needs is a penalty right now. Arizona spends its final timeout with under a minute to play. And here comes Gary Anderson. Anderson has hit today from 44 yards and 25 yards. The ball is just inside the 15. This would be about a 33-yard try. Well within his range, and in this range, he is deadly. If Anderson makes the field goal, the Eagles would take the lead because of this missed extra point that hit the upright. The first missed by Kevin Butler since joining this Cardinal team on November 5th. Anderson will try it for a Philadelphia lead and possible win. Under a minute to play, a 32-yard try. The kick is perfect. No penalty flags, and Philadelphia jumps back out in front. They lead 30-29.
Now, the thing you're going to have to watch for is the thing that has really haunted this Eagles team, and that is their kickoff coverage. Every kickoff today, the Arizona Cardinals have started beyond their own 30-yard line. The Eagles have had trouble with it almost all year long. Part of it due to Anderson's leg strength, not being able to get the ball downfield, and the hang time as well.
Don't forget, on that Philadelphia drive, they converted a 2nd and 20, a 22-yard completion to Freddie Solomon. That gave Philadelphia the first down. They worked Ricky Watters. They get in position for the field goal. Anderson hits, and now Anderson and the Eagles will kick it back to Arizona.
You know, another big part of this game too, Joe, remember the catch down there by Fryer, and they ruled it down at the 8-yard line, knocked out by the ground, fumble, but it wasn't. That would mean that was clearly a fumble. It should have been Cardinals ball, and instead it resulted in Eagles 3 points.
Really, on that drive, there were 2 different instances where a fumble could have been ruled, probably should have been ruled. Definitely on the fumble by Irving Fryer. The Eagles kept possession, got the field goal, And it's the difference in the game right now. 30-29 as Anderson kicks it away. This is Leland McElroy from inside the 10. He needs a big return. Gets to the 34. So again, the Cardinals start with it from beyond their own 30, but they have 45 seconds left, no timeouts, and Boomer Esiason trying to cap what is yet another great day from one of the league's most prolific left-handed quarterbacks. A look at our Miller Lite play of the game. That's easy. The 32-yard field goal, which right now has Philadelphia out in front by a point. Out of the shotgun, Esiason to put it up. Airing it out. And overthrowing everyone. Rob Moore has been his favorite target today. They've been working on Bobby Taylor all afternoon. This time, an incomplete pass.
Exactly right, Joe. I mean, they've been going at him, and it's been a good matchup for him. They've been able to get Bobby Taylor turned around. Rob Moore all day has done an excellent job in running his routes and losing Taylor.
The ball is resting at the Arizona 34. 2nd and 10. Cardinals have it, trailing by 1. No timeouts remaining for Arizona. Esiason to the sideline, and they will rule it a catch as the hit by Troy Vincent forced the receiver out of bounds. Marcus Dowdell went up and was not allowed to come down in bounds.
That's called. Now see, when he's up in the air and he gets pushed out by Vincent, then it's ruled a catch.
Now with 33 seconds remaining, you look at Kevin Butler. Will he get a chance? His career long is 55 yards. His long this season, 39 yards. First down inside Philadelphia territory. Esiason, plenty of time, throws incomplete. And again, it was Dowdell on this side of the field.
Now earlier in the game, this play right here, down on the Cardinals 8. Seth Joyner wraps up Fryer and the ball comes out. That's a fumble. And they ruled it down because the ground caused the fumble. And the defense held it. On the next play, actually, Ricky Waters fumbled as well, and they ruled it down. And it should have been Cardinals' ball there. Instead, the defense held, and Philadelphia kicked a field goal for 3 points.
Now 2nd down and 10. Esiason to the far sideline. Rob Moore again, the catch inside the 40. A first down, and the ball resting just shy of the Philadelphia 36. 25 seconds remaining, and it's Bobby Taylor beaten again.
Yeah, Rob Moore working the sidelines. And what the Eagles are doing, one, and dragging the second one, you can't draw it up any better. That's how receiving coaches teach it. You're on the sidelines, you catch it one, and you drag that other foot.
Each quarterback over 300 yards through the air today. 25 seconds left. Esiason trying to get the Cardinals into field goal position. To this sideline, Sanders, the catch inside the 25. And now Arizona is within field goal range for Kevin Butler.
Now, marching down the field, the Philadelphia Eagles played a 4 across zone. That's 4 deep. And that's kind of like a prevent. But now they've got 1 deep, and they put the pressure. They man up everybody to try to put the heat on the receivers. But watch right here as Sanders loses his man on the out.
Griffin, one of the extra defensive backs, was beaten by Sanders, and now with the ball just inside the Philadelphia 24. 19 seconds remain. Esiason to the end zone. Dowdell, touchdown, Arizona. one of the greatest 3-week runs of any quarterback in any era, Boomer Esiason completes what they hope will be the game-winning touchdown to Marcus Dowdell. Esiason, 367 yards, 3 touchdowns. Now Butler with the extra point. This time it's good. It's a 6-point Arizona lead. Back to the throw from Esiason.
Again, you have one deep man all the way across the board. Everybody is manned up. And Troy Vincent just can't stay with Marcus Dowdell. And one of the things Esiason said is Marcus Dowdell is a guy that when he comes in the game, he's been making a lot of plays for it. Boomer Esiason, 3 weeks, over 1,100 yards.
It started with a 522-yard day at Washington. It continued last week right here against the Giants. It continues against Philadelphia. And where it looked like the Eagles had taken a victory away from Arizona, the Cardinals come right back down the field.
There it is. There's the man up everywhere. Everybody's manned up. One man safety's deep. And Dowdell, see this little stutter and go? That's what he put on Vincent. The little stutter and go. I mean, all the way down the field, they were in a 4 across, giving him the short stuff underneath and closing to make the tackles. Try to keep him out of the range. But once they crossed over their own 40-yard line, they were forced to play man coverage and put some heat on them. But the receiving corps for the Arizona Cardinals just did a fabulous job of getting in and out of their breaks.
Only 14 seconds remain. Marcus Dowdell, a former CFL player, with what he hopes and the Cardinals hope, the game-winning touchdown from Boomer Esiason, a 6-point lead. Now Butler with another kickoff. This time the squib kick is taken and lateraled again to Witherspoon. Derek Witherspoon. No magic this time. And with under 10 seconds to play, we will have one more snap here in Tempe. 367 yards for old number 7.
What a ball game. Any which way you look at it, what a ball game. And Boomer Esiason, there it is. In 3 weeks. And then, I don't know. You'd have to put that up against anybody in the history of the NFL. I don't know if anybody's ever done that.
Well, he had the 3rd best single day 3 weekends ago.
Hey, like I said, you ought to call him Boomerang. He keeps coming back.
Dowdell with the perfect throw from Esiason. And now with 1 snap remaining, the Eagles looked at victory. It's gone, barring a miracle. And I guess on the 24th of November in Tempe, you expect miracles the way this game has gone. Will it happen? Detmer will air it out. Final snap of the day. It will be incomplete. No time remains on the clock. The Arizona Cardinals are at 506-6. The Eagles stay in 2nd place at 7-5. Marcus Dowdell, the game-winning touchdown. The Eagles have lost 3 in a row. And the 100th meeting between these two teams is as memorable as any meeting between these two any time before.
An enormous game for Arizona. This is their way. They've gained a game on everybody in the NFC East. All the top 3 teams lost. They're back into the mix of things. And Boomer Esiason went from 4 weeks ago contemplating retirement after the season, 1 foot in the grave, to a 3-week frenzy, and he's just on fire.
J.B. Terry will be along on the other side of the break. Scores and highlights. Big day coming up on Fox on Thanksgiving. A huge day today for the Cardinals in Tempe.